And we're back.
We are back.
It's been mere days since I've finished Metal Gear Solid 4.
You had your first Metal Gearless weekend, and you just couldn't handle it. You didn't know what to do with yourself, did you?
That's right. So
Fetal position, rocking back and forth.
I didn't have anything on the horizon, nothing to look forward to.
Nope.
Because 5's not out yet.
Nope.
But
we got a couple weeks.
I have heard, a few people have told me that that Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is somewhat integral to the story of Metal Gear Solid 5.
There are definitely characters that you will see in Ground Zeroes and assumedly, Phantom Pain that come from Peace Walker, and this is very important to the Big Boss story.
Okay.
So I've said before that I have not finished the game of Peace Walker just because the mission structure and stuff and playing on the PSP, even when it came to the HD collection, the game itself did not grab me. I didn't like the boss fights. There were things about it I didn't like. The story, though...
and there's no way we would be able to finish it before 5 came out.
No, that's impossible.
Yeah.
I have seen...
Not the way I play.
No.
At least.
I have seen what we're about to see. I think I was kind of distracted and had it on in the background because I was about to do the Metal Gear 5 trip to Japan for Game Informer. Okay. And so I was cramming basically okay, I got to make sure I know what's going on with Peace Walkers. I know what questions to ask for, Ground Zeroes and all that stuff. So I have seen this. It's been one time and I think I was distracted. So a lot of this will probably be new to me, and this will probably be as helpful to me as it is to you.
Okay.
So yeah, this seems pretty important.
So we're gonna watch all the cutscenes here.
Yes, this is a supercut of it's 3 hours and 11 minutes long. We're in here ready to go. I'm gonna try to pee less than 4 times. That's my plan.
I mean, it is 10:30 in the morning.
Yep.
We could have 40s here, but we have a whole rest of the workday to do. So
I got my Diet Mountain Dew. I'll be all right. Yeah. So yeah, it is all the cutscenes, and also I believe there are some gameplay segments that are just kind of more story heavy than the typical missions or whatever.
Okay.
Like boss fight type stuff that is important.
Okay.
So we're just gonna roll through this.
All right, you want to just jump in?
Let's do it. Let's watch Peace Walker.
Let's do it. This is Kojima, right?
Yes,
he did this game.
Yep, Kojima wrote, directed. He was fully involved. And I remember when they announced it, it was this is basically Metal Gear Solid 5. At the Sony presser, they said that. Justin, can we get a little less game audio? Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
Look at these PSP graphics. This came out after 4, correct?
It did, yes. Yes. We're in the 70s now. Neck Eater was, 64, 67? I say 64.
I don't know.
I think it was 64. I think they had referred to the Kennedy assassination happening within the last year or something. Imagine after the events of Snake Eater, Big Boss is feeling a little disenfranchised.
Yeah.
Disenfranchised, disillusioned? Is that the...
Maybe disillusioned.
Disillusioned.
Yeah. Different title treatment.
I like it.
What's going on, Kaz? We've got guests.
Kaz is Master Miller.
Okay.
Remember the guy talking about the rats and all that?
Oh, Kaz Uria, yeah.
Yeah.
I brought him. Made sure we won't follow.
Thank you, Big Boss.
Call me Snake.
Sorry, Big Boss.
What?
Listen up. For us, there is no victory.
But in revolution, doesn't one triumph or die?
We don't do either.
Liberty or death is what that sign said.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, that's tea.
How do you know?
Because I've had it now.
Thank you.
Could be just hot water.
I guess
I
it's
feel like a
Or hot chocolate.
Oh, coffee.
There's no
Damn
coffee
it.
like Costa Rica.
Still have so much to learn.
Different liquids.
Yeah.
So, what brings a distinguished scholar from the Costa Rican government to Colombia?
Professor Galvez comes from Costa Rica's University for Peace.
You see,
Guy's a robotic
over
arm.
the past year, there have been sightings of an armed group in Costa Rica. They're not ours, of course.
Costa Rica doesn't have an army.
Is that true?
Correct.
I don't know.
Article 12 of our Constitution states that the
I would assume
army is
so,
a permanent
considering the
institution
serious
that is
attention to detail.
abolished.
The Peace Constitution.
You think it's rebels who fled Nicaragua?
You're from Journey, aren't you?
No, they don't appear to be guerrillas. They're far too...
Nice alternative to traditional
What you got
subtitles.
at stake?
I like this.
Yeah, I guess so.
The authorities in San Jose claim it's a multinational security firm, hired by the Development Corporation of Costa Rica. Lies, obviously. They're bringing in state-of-the-art weaponry and equipment by the shipload. Where'd they get that kind of cash? I fear La CIA may be involved.
The CIA.
As you both know,
Let's see.
the
I
United
like that.
States
Yeah.
views Central America as its backyard. Even after Cuba, we've managed to maintain a delicate balance with the U.S.
Oh, is it Bay of Pigs?
And your government can't just
Yeah.
get the boot.
So this is Contra
We
stuff,
are not allowed
Okay.
to bear arms.
I'm assuming.
Japan's constitution has something similar.
Right.
Article 9. It says Japan renounces war and can't maintain an army.
I understand that you and your men have neither state nor ideology, that you will fight any foe. Please, you must drive them out of our defenseless country. We come to you, the Militaires Sans Frontières.
So, you want to hire us?
Yes, as our deterrent. We can't afford to pay much, it's true. But we can offer you this. A forward operating base. An offshore plant in the Caribbean.
Sounds pretty good to me. This place is becoming a mess anyway. Snake, we need someplace we can settle down.
The government's agreed to cooperate. Unofficially, of course.
A chopper for transport would be nice too.
I'll see what I can do. Hold it. You seem to think we're just a pack of dogs of war. Is that right? Yes, that's what I've heard. You're an army without a state. No, we've only left our countries behind. Please, you must help us.
The difference.
If your suspicions are true, force isn't going to do any good. You'll have to find a political solution. The government's hands are tied. Go back to your bosses in San Jose. Tell them if they want, I'll introduce
Jose is
them to
near
a
here.
negotiator I know.
Different San Jose.
No, I'm not here.
WrestleMania
on
was.
their behalf.
It's Costa Rica. They love wrestling.
For over 20 years, I've preached the virtues of peace at multiple universities. Tonight, I stand before you as an educator. This is my student. She came to me to study peace. Her name is Paz. Paz Ortega. Paz. Peace.
It's the girl that is voice of Harley Quinn in the Batman
No
games.
kidding.
The new
That's my
ones.
name too. Kazuhira. It's Japanese for peace. Pleased to meet you, Paz.
Kaz and Paz.
Call me Kaz.
They've got a supply port north of Puerto Limon, a town in La Costa del Mar.
Dan, I think a Metal Gear character might be weird.
A few days ago,
I don't know.
Paz stumbled upon that facility while searching for a lost friend. She was captured. She's only a child, 16 years old. They did terrible things to her, but somehow she
wait.
managed to
You're not playing a game.
That's right, I'm not playing.
Thank God. She's Huefana. Her mother died when she was small, and she lost her grandparents in the Civil
Literally
War.
did reach for the controller.
I had the same instinct. It's like, oh, grab the thing.
Passion like no other.
My name is Paz, and I will do anything to protect my namesake.
I feel like Drebin should be telling me this story.
It's my one
Yeah,
and
yeah.
only purpose. Please, get them.
Turns out my
all
girlfriend's a big fan of the B&B unit.
Make
I
them
told her about
leave
how like we
Costa
absolutely hated them. She's like, oh really? I thought they were badass. They were
We
awesome.
know who you
Yeah.
are, Big Boss. That is why we've come to you.
I mean, they're cool as like one character,
Yeah.
but the same character over and over and over again.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta thank you for agreeing to this, Snake. Man, am I glad to be out of here. Finally, we can leave all that crap in San Geronimo behind.
All right, so they were in Colombia. Then Costa Rica guy was like, "Hey man, we need help."
Yeah, because they think that the CIA is bringing in weapons.
For her.
San Geronimo was portable ops, which is debatable canon, but most people say yes, it is. It kind of tells the origin of Gray Fox.
Okay,
Not particularly.
was that a Kojima joint?
Not
Still
to
here.
the level of this.
Come on, Snake.
sure he oversaw
This could
it.
be good for us. They're willing to give us an offshore plant, a place we can finally put down some roots. This is our chance to expand MSF.
We don't need a place to stay, guys. We're nomads. We always will be.
What? You'd rather keep wandering from conflict to conflict? Tools in the hands of whoever's fighting at the time?
The second we settle down, who's to say we won't become the warmongers?
Listen to me, Snake. We're not mercenaries. We're not a foreign legion. MSF's a business. A new kind of business. Look, it's not like we're trying to start a war here. All we need to do is find out
He's having a lot of trouble with his lighters in this
He really
game.
is, yeah. Well, it's
Come
the
on,
jungle.
guys.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that they're backed by the CIA.
Wait a sec. That would mean...
Our friend, the professor, is likely KGB.
I see.
Why would that mean that?
We'd be making an enemy of our homeland.
And there'd be no turning back.
Ah, this damn thing won't light.
Huh?
Put on some coffee, guys. It's time for a little chat with the professor.
Find out if he's Russian.
He doesn't sound Costa Rican.
No.
Definitely Russian.
Yeah. Got some Cold War
I mean,
spy
it's
stuff.
red.
Yeah, it's true.
When I got my medal from the Secretary General, he gave me this prosthetic hand as well.
Cool.
But smoking was ruining my lungs, so I quit. I've not had much use for it since.
Yeah, probably Russian.
It's quite an honor to meet the legendary Big Boss.
Pretty famous in
Just a code name.
professor
the CIA
circles.
made
Yeah.
up.
Then perhaps I should call you John.
Oh, it's a code name.
I don't have a name. You stopped using that code name you liked so much 10 years ago. What about you, comrade? What do they call you?
He doesn't
back
want to
in
be called
Centaur?
Big Boss.
Well,
No, it wants to be
then,
called Snake.
allow me to get straight to the point.
I mean, they're both cool names.
Yeah.
Land as slim as a whip, hot as torture.
That's the Chilean poet, Neruda.
Central America is the navel of the American continents, bridging north
Means
and
belly
south.
button.
We want this land. We'll build a socialist stronghold and use it to split the
I don't know
Americas.
if I like
into
this plan at all.
America would lose its backyard.
And
I like
with it,
backyards.
its economic production, shipping lanes, and strategic value. We, on the other hand, would gain a base from which all of Latin America would be well within our reach.
And the we he's talking about is if you,
Control
Miller,
Central
and me,
America will win
Professor
this
Guy,
Cold War.
teamed up.
But it's
Yeah.
more complex than that. The CIA's got something else planned as well.
What?
That is the million-dollar question. Big Boss, we want you and your unit to find the answer. Infiltrate and investigate the facility in La Costa where Paz was imprisoned. Learn all you can of their operations. Then drive them out of the country.
You're asking us to settle a turf war between the KGB and the CIA.
What about her? That was all just an act?
You mean her words about peace? She was captured, that much is true. But I've kept my KGB affiliation from her.
And you thought we'd fall for a sob story?
No. I had good reason to bring her along. She managed to escape with her life, but her friend was not so lucky. Why were they attacked? I believe this will help explain. Perhaps they saw something they weren't supposed to.
Like the unreleased Van Halen recordings.
They heard something they shouldn't have.
A cassette tape?
Sony.
Poss took this during her escape.
Wonder if that's on the Microsoft version of the HD collection, the Sony tape.
She says her friend happened to record it by accident.
What is that?
A Walkman.
Portable stereo.
Wow. Good timing.
The first of its kind.
That's great.
I heard they were working on something like that in Japan. Didn't know you guys were too.
I
The
believe
Blu-ray
what
disc, Snake.
will help you understand.
Costa Rica is very advanced.
What is that? A quetzal?
The phoenix bird.
Poss's friend was researching birds. She went out into the jungle to record bird calls and stumbled upon this.
Blinded by the light.
74 could have been any number of great songs.
Yeah.
So what?
Solo from Freebird.
Now it gets interesting.
Poisonous. I get rid of it. I chase it back to its nest. You can't. The snake's too vicious. It's all many people. I chase it away. It will bite you
It's
unless
a number station?
go home.
And what's it? Oh,
Numbers
Analysis
station?
confirms that this voice is indeed that of the legendary hero and criminal, the boss.
What?
You call loyalty.
The other hasn't been identified. Female in her 30s with a British accent.
Ideology, feeling?
The song playing in the background was a hit in 1973.
What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your mentor? Your mission or your beliefs?
I am loyal to
Boss is
myself.
alive in Costa Rica.
As I understand it, she was your commander, fought by your side. And that you killed her under orders from the CIA, thus surpassing her to become the hero known as Big Boss.
that's how names work.
Well, what'll it be? Will you take the job?
Snake, it's gotta be a trap.
So you still can't turn your back on your country.
Nah, man, I just shot her pretty good.
Right in the face with her own gun. Point blank. Man, I want a cool finger robot flame gun thing.
Flit!
I'll do it for the girl. For Paz.
Okay. For peace, then.
Big Boss loves peace. Despite the fact that he runs a whole company based solely on there always being war, always.
Guess it says something about the duality of man, sir.
Whoa!
Snake, you've got to get past them undetected. Avoid combat whenever.
Oh, this is so great.
You don't have to
sit
do
back
anything. You cannot fuck up anything, Dirk.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's me. I'm playing.
Look at you, man. You're
Yeah.
just blazing through this. Woo! Man! No alerts!
Oh, cool. A little late title.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Big Boss does look pretty cool in this. I like the patches and the scruffy stuff. Yeah! Love pack!
Yes, sir, we broke him. We acquired the whereabouts of target 500.
Acknowledged.
So he's infiltrating the contain
The CIA stronghold or something?
Yeah, where they were holding pause.
The barge is cleared Point Bravo.
Acknowledged. Out.
Click! Imagine these cutscenes were a lot cheaper. Oh, mashing triangle!
Harder, Drew.
Freeze! The cargo. Where's it headed? What is it? Air suit! In the mountains! What's up there?
R1! Smack!
It's not stressful at all watching this.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, stun knife.
Oh.
Some things never change.
Can't tell what I'm looking at.
It's a weird cloud that's singing. It's some crazy robot hover thing.
How long are these titles?
Yeah.
This is Snake. Kaz, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. You found a radio.
It's got a circuit that reverses the audio phase.
Let's switch frequencies from time to time, just to make sure we're not detected.
I found a map of their bases. The cargo's heading from the marshes west towards Irasu.
Nice going, boss.
Kaz, this place is full of film badges. Dozens of them.
Film badges? Like the ones used to measure radiation exposure?
The radio man was wearing one. And whoever he was talking to called the cargo spears.
Wait, that would mean...
Nukes.
Damn it.
They're bringing nukes into Costa Rica.
Holy Mother of God.
Now there's gonna be nukes in this Metal Gear game.
What? How are they transporting them? They could be done so much more efficiently, I'm sure, with a walking tank or something.
There was no real traditional Metal Gear in 4. I mean, Rex and Ray, but there's no new one, you know?
Tells me where their bases are, but it's just a bunch of points. No routes. I need better intel on the lay of the land.
Snake, the professor said he's got the sandinistas on his side. Said you should get in touch with the FSL and...
This is going to be interesting because...
Do they know they're backed by the KGB?
We'll be able to see, like,
as far as they
the lies...
For the revolution. Whatever the CIA's up to in Costa Rica...
And then immediately the reality.
We need to find
like, we won't have to be...
Since we're going to be moving faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Repairs.
Working as fast as we can, boss. This place is pretty beat.
So I think it was presumed that Liquid killed Miller right before he took over his identity in Shadow Moses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because remember, the whole time he's talking about the rats and whatever, when Liquid reveals himself, he's like, oh, do you like my glasses, Snake? And it's like, oh, Master Miller was found dead 3 days ago. So it seems like Liquid probably killed Master Miller, stole his glasses, and did a weird thing with his hair. So that whole time, like, this is the first time you've seen, like, a live Miller, I think.
Okay, so this is not Liquid Snake.
No, this is real Miller.
Oh, right, because I guess Big Boss is still alive. He hasn't been cloned yet.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. This is actual Kaz Miller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Is he a Patriot?
No. That's why Snake trusted him in Shadow Moses, because he knew, like, you know, he was a trusted guy, a big boss and everything.
Don't touch me! Get away!
¿Quién es? Che? No way. What do we do?
El Che? Che Guevara?
Send
He does have a beard.
right?
Yeah.
I'm looking for someone.
Leonardo da Vinci.
He's dead. They killed nuestro viejo.
You're his daughter. Then that makes you his delegado, right? Relax. I'm not your enemy. Cuban.
A cigar? I'll take whatever you've got. I owe you one. But I prefer cigarettes, you know. How do I look?
Cool name.
A little like
Amanda Valenciello? What was that?
Amanda Valencio Libre, I think.
Cool.
I came to Costa Rica to take pictures of birds.
birds.
Yeah, Quetzals.
You've
The
got
bird
the
photographer,
telephone,
big
right? How do
boss.
you get
Yeah.
your shots?
Telephotos for amateurs. It's all in the timing.
Oh,
Let me smoke
okay.
too.
We can talk until I finish this.
Chico.
Tell me what's going on here.
This place is crawling with soldiers. They don't look like private security, more like hired guns. They're loaded with the latest gear from all over the world.
What kind of gear?
Security force hired by Costa.
5.56ers and pineapples.
And I'm Papa Noel. Those guys are UCLA's.
Santa Claus?
UCLA's.
UCLA's.
La Cia.
Ah.
I saw them setting up shop in town. They're planning to do here what they did in Chile.
Remember when I told you I went to UCLA?
Whatever it is, it's
Whoa! I'm gonna have questions after this.
Push it back into Nicaragua.
impossible. Too much hardware. Too many bases. Didn't you see? They've got helicopters, tanks. It's like we're in Da Nang. There must be something else. This was our last hideout. The final refuge for El Frente. After being pushed out of Nicaragua and into this peaceful paradise of Costa Rica. Then, El Monstruo attacked.
A monster.
Y mi viejo.
It came out of the jungle and took him.
Mi viejo. Papá. He was la esperanza. Our hope.
Now that Papa's gone, my sister's la comandante de la revolución.
Do not listen to him. Papa was a hero who fought by Sandino's side. I am only his daughter. You need a special talent to become cacique. It takes someone great to unite all of Las Compas.
There's a lot of Spanish in here.
Sorry to interrupt, but leaders don't choose themselves. Neither do heroes. You carry on his legacy of La Esperanza, and they'll follow you, no question.
You think so? My compas trust me, but not one of them calls me comandante.
Amanda!
See what I mean?
El Colibri!
That's a good way to write that.
Yeah.
Butter.
I think that's a cool looking thing.
Yeah.
Get down!
And it sings and then shoots people. Mm-hmm. Pretty Metal Gear thing for a robot to do.
Yes. It's got razor blades too?
Mm-hmm.
I guess you have to aim around the text.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
It's scary looking.
What the hell?
Es un hombre nuevo, an unmanned weapon, a robot!
No! He won't survive the fall!
Out of my way! Better for him to die at the hand of a compa than suffer their torture.
Compa? With a computer? Ball?
Compadre, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Stay here. As long as I'm still alive, I might as well be free.
Chick seems cool.
Yeah.
Find Chico! Venceremos!
Those look like the things in 2.
Ciphers, yeah. Jesus. Dangerous.
Oh boy.
That would suck ass. Ah.
Amanda!
Shoot it!
You'll fall!
Shoot El Chico Libre!
Don't know what that means, but okay. Am I Chico Libre?
No, you're Nacho Libre.
Ah.
Jeez.
Damn. You're a dick, robot.
Amanda.
Chico.
What? What is it?
Can you roll me one? Tobacco.
What are priorities?
Chico.
Hold still.
I treated him like a kid again.
Well, you call him Chico.
I didn't want Chico to know. Kept it a secret. Somoza's Guardia chased us out of Nicaragua, across the Rio San Juan, and we ended up here. The only reason we've been able to keep on fighting.
Amanda.
The factory. You saw it?
The banana factory.
A front. It's a drug refining plant. The KGB set it up for us to run. We used the income to buy food and weapons. Mi viejo never said a word, but we all knew. Everyone except Chico.
Knew what, that it was a KGB?
Everything.
I think so, yeah.
Our weapons, our compass. He brought it all together. We were going to rebuild our country.
Yikes.
Rebuild Nica
That's bad
with our own
news.
hands. Even if we had to dirty our hands to do it. But it's all over. We lost our cacique. Papa.
Spanish sounds cool.
Yeah.
I could never replace him. Now they've taken the plant from us too. There's no place left to regroup. No way to fight la revolución.
That means the revolution.
Oh. Okay.
Yep.
I rolled you one.
I got Duolingo.
Makes a lot of sense now.
Mm-hmm.
What about you? You're going after that cargo?
Yeah.
Must be important,
Looks that way.
Calling nuke spears is pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Nukes? Madre de Dios. No time to waste. We must get to Irasu.
Mother of
The
God.
transport route leads there. It must be where they're holding Chico and my compass, too.
You can buy a new compass.
Chico and I argue. He goes off to be by himself. That's why he knows more than anybody about their bases. He... Oh, Chico.
You're pretty worried about your baby brother.
This is why I'm not fit to be a leader.
Fine. It's a little bit out of my way, but just tell me where I need to go.
You'll be fine here, right?
There's a prison. Up in the mountains. That's probably where he is.
A prison in the mountains.
Like a mountain prison.
You must do something for me. If you can't save Chico, I want you to ease his pain. End his humiliation.
Look, he's wearing a funny hat, but it's not that humiliating.
If he gives in, if he's about to sell out his compass,
Chico wouldn't do that.
please. At
He's
least
just a stupid kid.
Estupido.
That's a promise I can't make.
Why?
No women, no kids.
We gave up our homes, but we're still alive. We're still fighting. And there's always another reason to keep on living.
I feel alive again.
Amanda, join my unit until you've healed up.
Your unit?
Yeah.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm
Bird watching.
Serviente.
That sounds real cool.
Could it be the great cacique has come to lead us?
That old sound.
MSF here.
One for recovery. She's wounded.
Acknowledged.
Kaz, the cargo on the barge. I was right. It's headed for the mountains.
Gotta go save this kid, though.
I'm sure of it. Let's move.
Who's there?
Chico.
That was quick.
Jordan. You're that photographer.
That's me.
That's right. A war photographer.
Huh? I thought you were here for the birds.
Yeah, the birds of the battlefield.
Whoa.
Good coverage.
Is that chess? Can I see it? Wow, the same kind of chair used.
Are they referring to Che Guevara?
Hey, I don't know.
Maybe instead.
I guess time-wise, yeah.
Huh. Oh no, Amanda!
She's safe. Don't worry.
You sure?
You mean, oh no.
Patching her up back at my place.
She's hurt?
I said, don't worry. It's just a broken leg.
You got any cigarettes? Hey, cigar, huh? Hey!
Nice move. Yeah, kid, light this for me.
Blow it in his face.
Do you know where they took the cargo?
Cargo? What cargo?
Trevin's monkey runs up and grabs it. The dad. The big boss of that monkey.
He's a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, that I can tell you.
That's how that works, right?
Yeah, I think so.
They first sent it up the marshes on a barge. Then, they load it onto a jungle train past the banana plantation and transport it by rail. The train stops here. When it gets to the train terminal past the coffee plantation, they reload it again. This time onto a truck, which disappears into a tunnel heading toward the mountains.
Disappears? Chico, what's on the other side of that tunnel?
Nobody knows. None of our compas ever got close enough. He's protected by a spirit.
A spirit?
Yeah, a giant monster. El Basilisco.
The king of snakes.
No, really, I saw it. I was camping up there one day, and just as I was waking up around dawn, I heard this loud noise. I opened my eyes and saw an enormous shadow. Must have been 30 bara at least. He was walking on legs as big as trees.
Where did you see it?
A snake with legs, eh?
But I only saw it that one time.
What exactly were you doing there?
Well, me and my sister got into a fight.
And you just happened to go camping.
You know, their train should be arriving at the place I saw El Basilisco right about now.
Is it far?
No, really. Go past the coffee plantation, and it'll be to the north. What are you chasing?
Something that could keep the world in balance. Or destroy it.
I mean, birds. Birds.
real pretty birds.
That place was a
Good
narcotics
pictures.
plant before those
Put them on
guys
Facebook.
took it over. But you already knew that, didn't you? Look, I get it. Even revolutionaries need to pay the bills. Still, must be tough for a kid like you to swallow.
Actually, I snorted.
Damn right it is. The route they use to transport stuff is the same one mi viejo used to smuggle drugs. They sold the drugs to the Norte Americanos and used the profits to fund the army. They tried to keep it hidden from me.
Is that why you went camping?
Yes. I managed to sneak into the plant a few times and I tried to set it on fire.
I like fire.
Everyone treats me like a child.
I mean, you are a child.
I couldn't stand it anymore.
12 is absolutely
I'm not a kid, I'm 12.
Couldn't do it though, could you? Chico, growing up means choosing how you're gonna live your life. To do the right thing, you sometimes have to leave the things you care about behind. Parents, family, your homeland.
But mi viejo. Papa.
Chico, look at the photos.
Viejo Village?
Mi viejo.
He's gone.
Family, yeah.
And you don't ever leave behind. Your memories. Keep them safe. You want to get out of here, Chico?
I do, but...
Come back with me. Your sister's waiting for you.
I can't go back.
They've tied my shoelaces together.
You told them where your compas are. I see.
Well, you know what that means.
Oh, we sold them out already? Just immediately?
Nothing to be ashamed of. Pain gets the better of us all.
Is this a hanging scrotum? What is this that we're looking at here? That just looks like balls.
Okay then. I'll put you out of your misery.
What?
Any last words? Shoot. You are only going
Okay, that's Guevara.
I just wasted a bullet. Don't waste your life. Listen to me, Chico. You died here today. You understand?
Not how pictures work.
A new man. Now, give that new life to me.
Huh?
Fight with me, little soldier. Show me how strong you really are. Dry your tears, then promise me one thing. No smoking until you get older. Remember, real heroes are never as polished as the legends that surround them.
It's like this Michael Jackson character, except for with war instead of creepy stuff. It's just constantly recruiting these kids.
What's that?
What?
The Folsom, that's how you recruit things.
Oh.
Yeah. That's one thing in the gameplay you would have seen is like when you recruit guys, like, whoa,
okay.
It takes them up.
Check out the cargo.
Notes.
Snake?
You can handle it.
Peace Sentinel. Yeah, looks like one.
That's what tanks do.
Keep the peace.
Yep. Shoots flowers and confetti. So this is something I remember from when I played the game, is that the boss fights, instead of this like colorful, awesome cast of characters, were always like, here's a tank, here's an APC, here's a thing. Like, it just wasn't, that's one of the big things with Metal Gear with me, is like these crazy bosses.
Right.
Like here it's just like vehicles.
Hmm. I wonder if he, like, Kojima already had like a lot of plans for 5 already in mind, and introducing more characters here that you would just kill didn't really Maybe it's just too hard to like weave back into all the other stuff that exists, right? Like if you've never seen these characters before.
Yeah, I mean, like pretty much everyone they have introduced though has been new, outside of like Miller, who is damn near new, considering he's barely, actually it's not even physically in the first 4 games at all, really.
And I guess like you've got this whole other like...
So it was nukes after all.
What now?
Faction.
Their main base is
As far as
like
like...
the CIA and like...
Oh, the rebels? Or, yeah.
It'll be too late.
All right. I guess you never did let dangerous assignments or risk aversion get in your way.
How do I get inside the mountain? I can forget about the tunnel.
Yeah, the tank took care of that.
Any other routes?
I can't climb over boxcars.
Expert takeover.
Snake, you need
Chico.
a way to the mountain?
Yeah, got one.
Let's see. Do you remember that precinct I was in?
In the village, right?
Right. Go back to the village and head north. There is a bridge that connects to the mountain road. It crosses over a gorge. That's probably the best way.
Man,
this is great.
The speed in which things, this is fantastic. I like that they show these little like blips of gameplay in between just to get kind of a sense of what you would be doing. Mm-hmm. But then you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know what's great about 5 though, Drew?
What's that?
You're gonna have to do a whole lot, but it's fucking awesome.
Cool.
It plays so good.
Great. You ever do like a TV show marathon of like 24 or anything? I used to do it with my friends with 24.
Oh yeah, 24 is like, well 24 was the master of like every episode ends with like, oh shit, gotta find out what's going on with President Logan in the next episode.
Right.
Like, put it in right now. Like you're ready to go to bed, but then it ends with some major cliffhanger.
I'm inside the facility.
Yeah, we used to do like
Rows of trucks
overnight things, like just watch the entire season.
I haven't done anything that serious. I did that with the Jinx, watching it all, and
Okay.
once thing. That's 6 episodes, you know.
What?
Mr. Kojima.
He's hiding in a truck, or not.
This is the one. The exhaust still warm. The car goes
Hi!
off.
Does it? What? And whatever.
Yep, Kojima was in that truck.
Sure. Anyway, this is what that feels like, because like you would get to the end of it and it, like it's all just packed together.
Oh yeah,
right.
Already been
Yep.
finalized. You told me it was going to be
Like
a
so
deterrent
much
that
plot.
we wouldn't have to launch.
That sounds like
Not
Otacon.
arguing with you, Doctor. Our goal is to create the perfect deterrent.
That's why I agreed to help develop it.
However, in order to achieve that perfect deterrent, we must show the world our strength. 3 key principles ensure effective nuclear deterrence. First, you must have nuclear weapons. Second, you must never use them first. And third, and most important, if someone attacks you, you must strike back. Unless we prove beyond a doubt that these 3 principles work in practice, the world will not accept our new deterrent.
That's
And
some
the only
logic
way
leap,
to
but
do that
okay.
Yeah.
is to show them we're capable of actually launching a nuke.
But isn't deterrence supposed to stop nukes from being used?
Exactly. And so the one we launch will be the last one ever.
I won't let you use my creation like that.
Your creation. That thing wasn't even your idea to begin with. You stole it,
Did he just grab his junk?
He grabbed his wheelchair.
Stole it! You're one to talk! You got the idea for bipedal locomotion from the communists in the first
So I think
place.
that's the guy from 3 that you talked to. He was like, legs, you need these. Remember?
Do as I say. Not
You went down and talked to the guy in the thing that you were lost in forever.
Should we succeed,
Ah, yes.
you'll be the toast of the scientific community. And your name will go down in history as champion of both progress and national security.
Champion of Progress would be a pretty cool thing on
Doctor,
your
Resume.
plaque.
unless
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
prove we're capable of launching, the Peace Walker is useless as a deterrent.
Okay.
You used me! We used each other. I'll get my old director's job back at headquarters, and you'll finally be able to walk tall among your colleagues.
Low blow, bro.
Let you get away with this!
How unfortunate. Guess I'll just have to take your legs for myself.
This guy seems like a jerk, Drew.
Yeah. It's not a nice thing to do.
Nope.
Peace won't
It's illegal, even.
to us, Doc. We are going to have to meet it halfway. V for victory.
Coldman?
Yeah. His name is Hot Coldman. H-O-T is his first name. His name is Hot Coldman.
Hey, you okay?
Don't do it!
Snap out of it. Where are the nukes?
He's gonna do it! He's gonna launch a nuke!
Metal Gear's filled with bad guys who think they're doing good things, but they're just crazy.
Yeah. You ever see Dr. Strangelove?
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Giant outboard motor.
Oh.
Yo boy.
You.
That thing's big.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Holy cow.
So Singy robot transports Peace Walker. And
Is
shoots
this-
things too.
Is this the first? Hey! I recognize you. You're like a little Shagglehod. Is this the first bipedal walking tank?
I guess it would
we
be.
have seen in the timeline?
I guess, yes, it would be. I mean, there's the ones in the original Metal Gear, but that takes place after this.
Look out! It's one of the unmanned!
Sounds like some Metal Gear music here. That's the pupa. That just looks like, yeah, an advanced Shagglehod.
The pupa. It's fast, so be careful!
AI weapon. No character piloting it. So he's just telling me that stuff. Was there codec stuff in this game?
I think you could make calls, but yeah, they would just tell you in there, it looks like. I mean, I never got this far in the game. Guitar going on here. This is well edited together, like this whole presentation here.
So you, Mr. Metal Gear fan, didn't even make it through this one. Why is that?
Honestly, if it was released on major consoles, I probably would have done it. It's just the controls were real funky on PSP. Like, if I'm right, you had to use the face buttons to aim. So like you'd move with the, because there was no dual analog on PSP, so you would use. Oh yeah.
The black memory boards are locked. Go after the boards with icons over them.
It was, you'd use the left analog stick to move around, and then the face buttons, like X, triangle, square, and circle, to aim, and then triggers to shoot. Like, it just felt real fucking weird to me.
Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them.
You use these for our own AI? Interesting. So yeah, it was just real strange to play.
Yeah.
Riding this giant thing.
That was an unmanned weapon. A prototype. I made it myself.
Who are you?
I work here. Well, used to anyway. Name's Huey.
Huey.
Yeah, same voice actor.
And who might you be? You don't look like one of those mercenaries.
Pretty sure that's Otacon's dad, and Otacon mentioned that his grandpa was part of the Manhattan Project. So it's this whole long lineage of guys making things to blow things up.
Butterflies. I'm here to catch Ulysses.
Ulysses? Huh. I didn't think they lived in Costa Rica. Morphos, maybe?
That's it. Need to get some.
Yeah, something.
Says here Morphos aren't covered under the treaty.
Must have slipped my mind.
You sure you're feeling all right?
Anyway, long story short, the butterfly got away. So how about it, Doc? Did you make that big butterfly too?
Yes. And no.
What was that thing? What are they doing here?
Huh. Something tells me you're no ordinary entomologist.
Is he vaping?
The nukes were loaded
Years
on
ahead
that
of his
machine.
time.
The project's entering its final phase.
Project.
Dramatic crop.
We use this facility to develop unmanned weapons.
I always liked the logo of Peace Walker.
Yo, it's a great one, yeah.
The one you just fought was a pupa. There's also a flying type called Chrysalis and a treaded type, the Cocoon. There's no need for a human pilot. They can only follow simple commands, though.
Why build them?
This stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the CIA. They invited me here a year ago.
That's who that guy was.
CIA's station chief for Central America. Goes by the name of Hot Coldman. Apparently he was some sort of hero back at the height of the Cold War. He's the one
Also a
running
Mega Man villain.
We called it the Peace Walker Project.
Peace Walker.
A mobile launcher carrying a thermonuclear warhead even more powerful than the Soviet RDS-220s. That's Peace Walker.
Chico's Basilisco.
We did the assembly and field testing here.
A walking nuke.
I sort of borrowed.
I had to create so much art for this.
Yeah. The missing
It's the same, it's this Ashley Wood. She did the art for the digital graphic novel, which is a PSP thing, which is just the story from one, but all done like this with all this crazy art and stuff.
Wow.
Which I don't know
They'd
if Ashley
actually
Wood's a
need to
guy or a
deploy
girl.
dozens of them. Coldman needs funding for that. And to get it, he's planning a test, which will also serve as a demonstration for the folks back at Langley.
Wait, he's launching a nuke to prove that his perfect deterrent works?
In his words, to prove that if someone attacks us, we will strike.
Just go launch it at Bikini Atoll.
Nuclear deterrence has brought us peace. At the very least, it's prevented another world war from breaking out. But the theory of nuclear deterrence exists only on paper. In reality, there's no guarantee that either side will follow through with retaliation.
It's a bad day.
There's the chance that preemptive strike could destroy all the missile bases, render them unable to retaliate. But the biggest flaw in the theory is that the decision to retaliate has to be made by human beings. Let me give you a real-world example. Let's say Country X launches first against Country Y. If the people in charge of Country Y are like you and me, they're not going to be able to retaliate, knowing that they're effectively ending all human life.
So then the weak link in nuclear deterrence theory is the uncertainty of retaliation.
Bingo. And that creates a loophole Country X can exploit to launch the first strike. Which is why we designed the system to be unmanned. With Peace Walker, retaliation is certain. It chooses the appropriate target and launches a retaliatory nuclear strike every time,
On
without
butterflies.
needing human input to make the call. Launching a nuclear strike against Peace Walker is tantamount to pushing the launch button against yourself. It closes the loophole in nuclear deterrence theory, rendering our friends in Country X completely unable to launch. What Coldman is saying is that to achieve this goal, we need to demonstrate that retaliation will be carried out by a machine. He will launch his nuke. And then his version of deterrence will be complete.
And you believe him?
I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence.
Why?
My father worked on the Manhattan Project.
Yeah.
He put his whole life into that research. And all it created was this illusion of peace called deterrence. And then I was born, unable to walk. I had no choice but to face up to the nukes. But if they do end up launching, it'll all have been for nothing.
It's an interesting concept.
They've got to be stopped.
The AI deterrent.
Where'd they take the warheads?
To a base near the border. The final test is 5 days from now.
Where's the base?
You're gonna stop them? It's kind of a hike. And besides, there's a surefire way to halt the project. You see, Peace Walker isn't quite finished yet.
What do you mean?
It's missing one last critical structural component. The AI.
Not really a structural component, but okay.
The reptile pod, the electronic brain I was working on, can only follow commands like, go there, attack that. I guess you could compare it to the human cerebellum. But for nuclear deterrence to work, it must function in place of a human decision maker. It needs something to analyze the huge volumes of data coming in and select an appropriate target for retaliation. Hence, it needs the high-level decision-making ability of a cerebrum.
A mechanical cerebrum.
The hardware configuration is modeled on the human brain, similar to the pod I worked on, but its role is completely different.
Where's it being made?
A research lab to the north. An AI expert named Dr. Strangelove has developed.
There you go.
Very hush-hush.
Dr. Strangelove.
Strangelove was recruited from the States, too. In the field of AI, there's no one better, that's for sure. But man, what a basket case. She hates everybody. Go to the lab and destroy Peace Walker's cerebrum. I'm pretty sure they haven't finished the final calibrations yet. I'll lend you my ID card. It'll get you through security at the lab. Oh, and one more thing.
What's this? A letter of recommendation?
Yeah, it's
a Chipotle gift card.
It's from me to Dr. Strangelove. Don't read
Oh, let me guess. Are you in love with this lady and then she's going to die right away? Is that a family tradition too?
Boy.
I'm done with science.
Had it with science.
I'm probably already halfway to hell anyway.
Not so fast. Why not join us? Our place is outer heaven. You'd fit right in.
Outer heaven?
Yeah.
I'm probably better suited to something like that than this paradise.
Good. You get a free balloon trip for signing up. Enjoy it. You'll feel like a butterfly.
I'd say.
Whoa.
You're an agent, right? Who do you work for?
Me. I was a Cold War tool, same as you. Now I'm not so useful anymore, so they cut me loose. I don't answer to anyone.
But LBJ called you Big Boss.
Call me Snake.
Snake. That name seems familiar somehow.
It's probably just deja vu.
See that there? Beyond the cloud forest? See those ruins?
Yeah.
That's where you'll find Dr. Strangelove's lab.
Are there any Otacons in 3?
There's that Sokolov guy, but he was not related to Otacon. Okay. He was kind of like the nerdy scientist guy.
Right.
But then, yeah, remember the drunken guy in the basement? He had the, like, models of Ray and Rex and stuff weirdly in his thing. He's like, oh, you need legs! And Snake's like, all right, whatever, you're just drunk. And it seems like Otacon's dad, Huey, probably stole the idea from that guy. Got it.
French people, too.
French.
That language doesn't sound as cool.
Fini de jouer à cache-cache. Dis-moi qui tu es.
Please, do not kill me.
You're no soldier.
I am a tourist.
What's your name?
Please.
What are you doing here?
Cecile.
Maurice sans pants.
Coming.
Another cool name.
You're not one of the soldiers? Please, lower your gun. Who are you?
I'm an ornithologist.
A poacher?
The gun's for self-defense. I'm looking for that one rare bird in Costa Rica.
Which one? The quetzal?
Right, the quetzal.
I'm starting to think he doesn't know shit about birds.
Not covered under the Washington Treaty.
The resplendent quetzal is red-listed.
Really? You know your stuff.
I am an ornithologist myself.
Oh, come on. This is a bad cover for me, then.
Have to compare notes later.
If only I had not recorded that stupid voice.
Voice?
I was trying to capture the quetzal song. Making my way through a thicket, I saw immense runes towering before me.
I trace it away. It will bite you unless you kill it. Go home.
You're the one who made the tape.
I am loyal to myself. Who's there?
captured by that woman. But she was kind. She gave me food to eat, and even bathed me herself each day. But she said I could go home in a month. So whatever you do, don't take off the blindfold. Do so, and you will never leave here.
Guess you didn't listen. How'd you escape?
I waited for an opening. Stole an ID card. They almost caught me, but I managed to elude them.
So, you must have gotten a look at the facility when you escaped, right? What's in there?
Lots of machinery. A big computer, like you would see in a university.
What about the room where
you have Metal Gear's at your college, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
I don't know. There was a tube. A large
We had one at KU just shaped like a giant robot Jayhawk. It's terrifying. Stomped around Mass Street.
Yes, it simply said Jack over and over.
Jack.
Listen, you've got to get me out of here. I really need a shower.
Wait here. I still got business to take care of.
What? You're not thinking of going in there, are you? You can't leave me here.
Relax. I'll have some friends pick you up.
This is Miller.
Wonderful.
Cool effect on that. I like that.
Snake, we don't have room for any more civilians here.
Not even for a blonde Parisienne.
A what? So she's, pretty foxy?
See for yourself. If what she's saying is true, I think we found Paz's friend.
The missing one?
I'm thinking that she's the one that made that tape. Have her listen to it when she gets there.
She said she was.
So she's safe then. Good news.
I'm sure Paz will be glad to hear it.
You bet. Snake, the ruins are just up ahead. Head north.
On my way.
What about me?
Stay put. Ever wonder what it's like to be a bird?
Huh?
You gotta warn people more before you send them into the sky.
All right, so I think the computer brain is using the boss's voice.
Okay. The AI that was saying Jack?
Yeah.
It won't open.
Snake?
Huey, your ID card isn't working.
Just straight up looks like Otacon with a weird haircut.
It can't be.
What's going on?
She hates me that much? Strangelove's in charge of authorizing IDs. Sometimes a working card has its privileges removed. Say, if she decides she doesn't like that card's carrier.
You think that's what happened?
Well, I was never exactly her favorite. Well, this could be tricky. The soldiers outside...
I like that they have the same voice actor and everything. It feels familiar even though it's not Otacon.
Right.
I like it.
Yeah.
Kaz, where's Cecile?
She just got here. Hold on.
Snake!
Cecile, how'd it feel to fly?
Wonderful. For a moment, I felt what it must be like to be a bird. It almost made me want to give up my research and get a pilot's license. Did you need something?
You said you'd gotten an ID card, right?
Yes, but it was confiscated when the guards got me.
Who took it? What did he look like?
He had an orange jacket. I cannot recall his face, though.
Yeah, they all look pretty much the same. Where did it happen?
Let me think. Ah, yes! I do remember hearing the song of a nearby castle.
Just what I'd expect from a birder.
Would you like to hear it?
Huh? What's that song?
Snake knows. He's an ornithopedian, whatever it's called.
An ornithopedian.
Did you say something about them being covered under the Washington Convention?
Just kidding. That was just me. An imitation. An essential skill for any ornithologist. Pretty good, no?
Damn good.
If you want to hear the Quetzal song again...
Just like ramen.
I can tell you all about the birds of Costa Rica, too.
Yeah, will do.
No. Thank you, Snake. Talk to you soon.
Ader, you're good.
Kaz, did you play that tape for Cecile?
I sure did. It's hers, all right.
Then she must be...
She's not. Cecile says she's never even met Paz.
What?
She's at least 10 years too old.
But...
I'm guessing Paz convinced herself that it was the tape her friend made. But never mind that. Let's go over what we know so far. The soldier with the ID card is wearing an orange jacket and is in a location where you'll hear Quetzal singing. Find that soldier, retrieve that card.
Remember this, Drew. You're gonna need to find this dude.
It's pretty impressive for the PSP.
Yeah. Weird seeing like damage numbers and stuff in a Metal Gear game. Hey, there you go. Good job, Drew.
Thanks.
We should have just pretended you were playing this the whole time and you were really good at it. Just hold the controller. Yeah, got him!
Excellent. It's open.
Thanks.
It can't be.
It's a horse. Relax.
Not just any horse, Drew.
Looks like
Shadowfax?
wasn't ready for you yet.
Boss,
And who might you be?
you. Dr. Strangelove, I presume.
I've been waiting, Snake. Yes, waiting without joy or pleasure.
Snorting coffee?
Waiting
Weird
for the
thing
one
to
I
say.
despise.
Don't move!
Don't move. You men and your guns. You all say the same thing. I suppose you're here to destroy my research. Yes, I know. Just as I know what you did 10 years ago. Go on. Kill me like you killed her. Kill me like you killed the boss. Kill me!
What exactly do you...
Come on, Snake. Or should I say Big Boss? That filthy title given you as reward for murder. Do you still wear it with pride? You chose a shadowy country over the mentor who made you what you are. You brought despair to good soldiers everywhere. You used the pretext of a mission to kill a true hero.
True.
Is that what you call loyalty? Answer me!
The boss?
Well, what do you have to say?
I guess he didn't know that when he shot her.
True.
She betrayed America. She stole a Davy Crockett and then defected to the other side. She used an American nuclear weapon to attack Soviet territory. The only way for Washington to prove its innocence to Moscow was to eliminate the traitor themselves. The boss's death was the only thing that could have prevented all-out nuclear war.
Is that what you call the truth?
It's the truth as it was told to me.
So the truth is that you sullied the reputation of your mentor, the woman you loved most in this world, before you buried her.
It was my mission.
Huh. So that's the conclusion you came to in order to live with yourself.
What's the boss to you?
I'm the one she abandoned when she left this world. I won't rest until I get answers from the woman I loved. You and I are the same. We are the walking dead. Would you like to meet her?
The boss is gone.
Not so fast. You'd like to meet her, wouldn't you? I can arrange it. You took her life. I gave it back.
You what?
Care for a sniff? It's only snuff. You're a cigar man, aren't you? Well, there's no smoking in there, so if you want to meet her, you'd best partake now.
Sure.
Follow me. This is my baby, my morpho butterfly. It's neither pupa nor cocoon, but an imago. A complete individual, in the fullest sense of the word.
Is someone there?
Boss.
We have a visitor. I'll introduce him. Don't try anything foolish. As long as we're in here, I can reduce you to carbon at the press of a button.
Who are you? A man. A warfighter.
Boss. Is that you?
I call it the mammal pod.
Mammal pod?
For my participation on the project, I demanded access to all information on the boss. Everything the CIA had. Coldman sought an MAD-based AI that would deliver an effective retaliatory strike against the most appropriate target in response to a nuclear attack from a hypothetical adversary. An unmanned device to act as a deterrent capable of making the decisions and taking the actions that human beings can.
I remember, yeah, from earlier.
I therefore concluded he required a cool calculating machine programmed to inflict swift, sure, and utter annihilation upon the enemy. No retaliation, but he took it upon himself to come up with a different answer. He said he needed the thought patterns of the very finest rational mind, one that thought on a global scale, took both past and future into consideration, and reached the best decision, no matter how painful.
So you wanted it to be an AI, but you didn't want it to be like a human, because then that would defeat the purpose, so you put a human's brain in your AI.
But like a super awesome human's brain. A real smart one.
I suppose.
What's your real goal here?
To clear her name. Why was a legendary hero forced to betray her country? Why was she targeted for assassination by you, her most beloved disciple? I have no use for fabrications. I want the truth. The boss's
So I guess it never got out publicly that she was actually a good guy. I guess she just knew it because she was like going through CIA stuff.
No. She abandoned her country. Abandoned us all.
Really? You think you understand her feelings?
You're trying to recreate the boss's last will. Is that it?
Why don't you ask her yourself, Jack?
Jack? What? Jack? Boss? Jack? Boss? Jack! Go home. I'm not your boss anymore. Boss? Go home! No,
Complete your mission, Snake. Extinguish that noble soul once again, if you can.
Oh boy.
I like how it's always been very ambiguous if Big Boss and the boss were like lovers, or if they just had this like eternal friendship connection, whatever. Like I think it's implied they had done some business together.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's never made super explicit. I mean, they make several references to like them loving each other, but you know that doesn't necessarily mean that they did wiener stuff, you know?
Right. I guess I always thought it was platonic, and then this woman saying that she loved her makes it.
Oh, Strangelove says that.
Strangelove, yeah. Then that makes it make more sense, because if they were actually lovers.
Oh, if the boss and Strangelove were?
Yeah.
Huh. I have to look. See, I don't know that much about Strangelove. I'll have to look up her wiki after this. It's cool seeing this all arted up.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the coolest visuals in the whole series.
The rest you needed to learn on your own.
And it's playing that Snake Eater song during the boss fight.
Yeah.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
Just use L1.
That's an awesome shot, too. I remember her kicking your ass the first couple times.
Yep.
Especially the first time.
Well, she's good.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Loyalty to the end.
Patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
Man, she was such a cool character. Only in one of these games would have had such a fucking impact on the series.
Loyalty to the end. There's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
That's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
I think after this I'm gonna buy a cool action figure of the boss. I don't have one.
Jack, you can't come with us.
But I thought he kind of knew that she was
good.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't until he shacked up with Eva, and then she left him that like little cassette, being like, "Oh, hey, by the way, the boss wanted you to know this," because she like knew that. If he knew, he wouldn't shoot her.
Is that then after this?
No, he slept with Eva right after Snake Eater.
So why is he all surprised?
He's not surprised. I think maybe he's trying to keep that cover because like no one was supposed to know the mission. Because like for the U.S. to look good in this whole thing, no one could have known that the boss was just following orders. So that's the Singy robot.
Yep, real glad I don't have to do this.
Yeah. Plus she was those fucking controls originally. Like, it seems like with the HD collection it was much more standard. But at that point, like I already knew the basic beats of the story and stuff, and it's like, I don't want to really play through this game necessarily.
That's tough thing for a mobile platform.
Yeah, I was just really bummed out because like I always get so excited for a new Metal Gear game, but like even from the announcement the whole time I was like, fucking PSP game, like, man, these stories are so big and I didn't want them to be confined in this little stupid thing. I bought a PSP on launch day and always regretted it. That system fucking sucks. Vita's not that much better.
The guy who made this video, like, even mixed the music.
Yeah, this is very well done.
Yeah.
Guess we should give him a little...
Do you remember his name?
Yeah, it's Kefka Productions on YouTube. And yeah, they did a very good job with this.
Back in here doing whatever this is.
Yeah, see, like, this doesn't look fun from a gameplay perspective, whatever the fuck's going on here. Okay, so yeah, that is what Huey Emmerich. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Huey Emmerich. This sounds Hal Emmerich. Saying that they're going to build their own thing.
You can tell what a memory board does by looking at its color.
I got it. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so I guess I don't get the mind games that Strangelove is playing with Snake there.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up some Strangelove stuff after this because all these characters that were introduced in Peace Walker, I don't know much about.
You'll get him back. That is, as long as you've got the will to do it.
I am not giving up.
All right then. I confirmed the location with Huey. The final testing base for Peace Walker is 15 miles to the north of that lab. It's an underground facility disguised as a rock quarry. All you need to do is sneak in and destroy the AI for good this time.
Right.
So basically kill the boss again.
You can destroy it, right?
Yeah.
Or is the boss's AI connected to Peace Walker?
Don't worry.
They imply that, or is that a separate AI?
No, I think they're gonna put that AI in Peace Walker.
Oh, that's right.
AI means reliving that memory.
Yeah.
It's just a machine.
Clip clop.
How's the horse doing?
Not too bad. You'd never know he was over 20 years old.
He was hers, after all.
Seems like some part of her became a part of him.
The platform and the cerebral AI are supposed to be assembled at an underground base disguised as a mine. If my guess is right, both of them have already arrived and are being readied for final testing.
Remember when that GoldenEye satellite was disguised as a lake?
I suggest getting up close and destroying the AI instead.
GoldenEye's cool, it turns out.
Yeah.
Don't let my Peace Walker launch a nuke. Hurry, Snake!
another big vehicle boss fight thing. Good lord, that thing looks big.
Do you know, have we been using those little boards I've been pulling?
Using them in terms of...
It's like, we could use it to build our own AI, or any of the people that I'm sending back. Do I get to, like, do they build me some AI thing that I can throw out as like an item?
That's a good question, because there was an element of this game to where you did some kind of like Mother Base, Outer Heaven, like management, where you were building stuff and using characters who were full-timing. So yeah, maybe those were resources for building weapons or something. If so, I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily important to the story. That's probably more of a gameplay thing. But yeah, you are missing the whole thing where it's like he is basically building his first version of Outer Heaven here.
And by building, what do you...
He's got this offshore base and stuff where he's recruiting all these soldiers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that... Can you see that?
I think
in the game?
I think in the UI, yeah, I think you do see kind of this, blueprint basically of an offshore base. You're not like walking around it or whatever. You will be in 5.
Okay.
In fact, that's a huge component of 5 is like walking around your base, and it's got this like Dark Souls-esque thing where you can like invade other people's outer heavens and stuff and steal dudes from them, which sounds pretty fucking cool actually. I don't want to overhype it, Drew, but 5 is looking pretty fucking awesome. I like this scale of this. This is a giant goddamn boss.
Again, impressive on the PSP.
Yeah.
Even though we may be seeing HD remaster footage here.
Yeah.
But even still, like, something that big.
Yeah, I'd be curious if this was HD or... I mean, this seems conceivable for PSP graphics.
I think we're seeing HD stuff here.
You think so?
I don't think this is PSP.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this would have taken me a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe like stealing these things up to your overall tech level at Mother Base or whatever.
Yeah. Makes it so I don't have to eat snakes.
Yeah.
Pull out the memory boards. All the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
Now that you have greater breadth of knowledge of the series, are you kind of glad that you don't have to go in and like dig bullets and shit and suture and all that stuff?
Yeah.
That cool in theory.
Yeah, that always seems kind of obnoxious to me.
Yeah. And having to go into a menu to do your camouflage. Like that was so cool in 4. Just hump the ground a little bit and then you look like the ground.
Initiate.
What's the situation?
We're waiting on...
Kind of looks like Olga.
Reptile.
Yeah.
It could be.
Reptile.
Don't take all night.
Coldman. I'd like to perform one
Coldman.
final check.
Such a good name.
Take a break. I've got some...
Skinny fat man.
Now's your chance, Snake.
So is that the main AI with the boss's brain in it?
Jack.
Yeah.
You've returned. What's wrong? Your body temperature has fallen.
You're imagining things.
Have you come to destroy me? Your pulse has quickened slightly.
Just chilly. It's freezing in here.
I see.
Boss.
What is it, Jack?
Boss.
I wonder if the boss's soul is inside my heart rate monitor.
What is it, Jack?
Do you have regrets
Can you rephrase your question?
about your final mission?
My final mission?
The one.
Is there an echo in here?
I've never been on a mission there.
September 1964.
Okay. 10 years between that and this.
You betrayed the United States, and then I killed you.
I have no record of such a debriefing.
Listen to me. I have to know. Did you defect to the Soviet Union of your own free will?
There is no mission record matching that description. Jack,
You're not the boss. The boss is dead.
Don't do it, Jack.
Drop your weapon, big boss.
Mammals showed the same response.
It's also possible that Snake didn't fully know whether to believe Eva's words or not about whether she defected as part of the mission.
You again, big boss.
I've seen that coyote before.
Lobo is the name.
Lobo? Smells like a rotting corpse to me.
I know all about you. Yarsk, 10 years ago.
You were involved.
The operation to eliminate the traitor. I planned the whole thing.
Shouldn't a suit like you be back in Langley? What the hell are you doing here?
It's what the CIA does best. Ensure people in the know keep their mouths shut, or else pack them off someplace where there's no one to listen.
I get it. Trying to claw your way back into their good graces.
It's not quite that simple. My aim is a new world order. Détente, the NPT. SALT, TTBT. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis, the structure of the Cold War has been coming apart at the seams. A new age is dawning. An age in which Peace Walker, an infallible nuclear deterrent system with the patience and cold logic of a machine, will play a vital role.
That's your plan? Assigning humanity's sins to a bunch of machines?
Quite the romantic. Remember the Cuban Missile Crisis, when the commander of a Russian sub refused an order to launch a nuclear-armed torpedo at an American destroyer? In retrospect, that man was a hero. He saved the world from all-out nuclear war.
Remember the hunt for Red October?
Are incapable of destroying themselves.
But an AI wouldn't hesitate to push the button.
Precisely.
Yeah, he looks... Wow.
People hesitate, lose their nerve. Isn't that why deterrence theory works in the first place?
No. Machines don't make mistakes. Only men do. That's why a fully automated, mechanized deterrent like Peace Walker is needed. Once our system is embraced, Langley will again turn its attention to Latin America as the cockpit of the new Cold War. Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. Peace Walker will be deployed along Central America's entire Caribbean coast.
He wants a bunch
All
of Peace
North
Walkers.
America, South America, and the West Indies
Or maybe not.
will be within its range. We'll bring law and order to the entire continent.
And you'll still be calling the shots.
You still don't get it. The age of heroes is over, buried alongside the boss and her bankrupt beliefs.
She seemed pretty nice.
From now on, our only heroes will be machines. Surely no one understands that better than you, except perhaps your partner. A deterrent for hire, an army without borders. You've invented a new system too, and an admirable one at that.
That's supposed to be an offer.
I'm not offering anything. If I'm to sell my new system, you and yours have got to go.
Wait! Coldman, I have questions for him. Information critical to the completion of the mammal pod. Give him to me.
Don't waste too much time. We've just received word that the SALT 2 talks are on schedule. We will launch on time.
Snake, you are going to help me resurrect her.
Shut up! The boss is dead.
Bring him.
Buttons. Whack. Whip.
Pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about pressing those buttons.
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem with QuickTime events. It's like you're so focused and worried about hitting the right button that you can't really take it all in. I loved the mashed triangle thing to go through the microwave hallway.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Take him away.
I didn't defect. I'm loyal to the end. To my
That's right, she did say that.
What about you, Jack? What's it going to be? Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your country or your old mentor? Your mission or your beliefs? Your duty to your unit or your personal feelings? The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
Rise and shine. Coldman's greed does not concern me. I'm only interested in one thing.
The Carpenters.
I'm a scientist, an AI developer, but not an AI myself.
Reminds me of a 24 scene.
I'm a scientist, and as a scientist, I find this distasteful.
Yeah, or
You understand?
Reservoir Dogs.
I am a scientist,
Oh, yeah.
and I expect answers that make sense. Now,
It was great when Bauer was in a situation like this because you knew he was going to get out and then he was going to super kill everyone.
Oh, yeah.
It was awesome every time.
and used it to launch a nuclear strike on Soviet territory. That much I know from the CIA's official debriefing. Did she defect or not? Answer me! Did she or did she not die for her country?
She sold us out. My orders were to take care of her.
So he's preserving
the story. Right. I think that's the case.
You hate me? Fine. Turn it up. It doesn't change.
Remember the new season of 24 when the new lady Jack Bauer was getting tortured and she like super killed all the guys in an awesome way? She like grabbed the guy's head between her thighs and like snapped his neck and shit and got out of there. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
What?
Man, 24 is cool.
What did you see?
She betrayed more than just her country. She betrayed me, too.
Then how do you explain that bandana? Why keep a memento of a traitor?
What are you talking about?
And what about that scar? Don't tell me you have the same scars by sheer coincidence.
Don't touch me!
Answer me!
Sounds a lot like when Oslo was torturing you in the first one.
Yeah.
She sacrificed her life for America, didn't she? Sacrificed all for a country that cared nothing for her soul or for her dignity. And you... Yes, I do hate you. But even you must understand how I feel. I have a right to know what she died for. Why won't you tell me? You're no longer one of Washington's lapdogs. You have no moral obligation to your country.
Yeah, that's true. He is keeping up the story, but he doesn't have any reason to.
Beloved boss brought back to life. Then say it. Say she died for America. That she remained true to the end. Gave her life for the country that betrayed her time and again.
No. That woman was a traitor.
Why? For what purpose?
She went to her grave, cursing her country.
Why? Who is it? What are you protecting?
I'm not helping you finish that thing. Face it, the boss is dead. Whatever's inside that machine,
Okay, is he keeping secrets because that's the key to completing that AI?
Oh, yeah, because she needs all the information.
If she actually knew the boss's, like, how her mind was working, then she could
bring the real boss's
brain and thus
basically her
finished
brain.
Peace Walker. Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
So I think that's what's happening here.
Or he could also be worried that, you know, if the real story got out, it could lead to war between the U.S. and Russia, you know?
Yeah.
So that was the whole point in the beginning, to avoid this all-out war.
Yeah.
Up the voltage. Tell me.
Kill me.
I don't hate you anymore.
Do it. Kill me. I killed her.
Please, stop! Stop it!
I killed her. My beloved. With my own hands.
Stop it! That's not what happened. You're lying!
Is it my health over there?
Yeah. God, remember that scene where they got him in Groznygrad and Volgan's just beating the shit out of him, just torturing him constantly, electrocuting him, and burns his eye out accidentally.
She betrayed her country.
Liar! She's not a traitor!
He's not really budging on the story.
I don't understand it. Take him away.
I wonder why Strangelove wants to launch nukes.
Yeah, does she want to launch nukes, or is it just her job to put together Peace Walker and she's obsessed with helping Coldman do that? Coldman seems to be the real kind of, I don't want to say warmonger, but it's kind of weirdly the opposite.
The psychopath.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's
wow,
cool. That's one way to do it.
Snake.
Yeah.
It's good to hear your voice again.
Of all the jailbreaks in Metal Gear.
Sorry. Hey, you okay?
Yeah. My lungs taste like charcoal.
No smoking for you for a while, huh?
When you're running around Groznygrad with just a fork for a little bit.
Nice work.
What's the situation with you? Everyone okay?
Yeah, but there's a slight problem. I can't get a hold of Paz.
Paz? I thought the professor was looking after her.
Professor was the red hand guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I started thinking, and I sent someone over to the school the professor mentioned.
And the school doesn't exist.
Doesn't
No, it
exist.
exists, but Paz has been a no-show. The person at the school said neither the professor nor Paz had been seen there in quite some time.
Coldman knew about us. We've been marked by the CIA. The KGB and Paz brought us into all this. Coldman must know about them too.
You think Coldman's got them?
No. Remember, Galvez isn't some pencil pusher.
Yeah, the KGB will have eyes on Coldman night and day too, which could mean they knew what the CIA would try to do and are just staying out of sight.
Let's hope so. See what you can get out of the KGB, Kaz.
All right, back to work.
I better get moving.
Snake, we haven't detected any signs that Peace Walker's been activated, at least from above ground. It's still in the hangar you were in earlier. This time, it's really our last chance. Destroy that AI.
On my way.
It's too late, Big Boss.
Snake!
Paz!
At last I found her. The culprit who led you here to begin with. Should have taken care of her back at the supply facility.
Snake, don't!
The mammal pod is finished. Peace Walker's activation sequence is complete.
The Mammal Pod is the boss AI.
Right.
With the boss, you were loyal to the end. I'll grant you that. But your silence was exactly the answer I needed. 10 years ago, your mission was to kill her. And her mission was to be killed by you. She fulfilled her duty to America.
How did she know that?
To the very end. Thanks to you, Snake. The final missing piece is now in place. And thus, the boss is restored to life as the...
Why did I just get fried then?
I think.
Yeah.
Restored to life? You're crazy!
I'll let you in on a little secret, Big Boss. You see, I've already selected Peace Walker's initial target. An offshore area in the Caribbean. The trade winds will scatter the fallout all over the surrounding region. Crops and fish will die, leaving plenty of free hands to help us mass produce Peace Walker.
You really thought about this.
And wouldn't you know, someone's gone and built a...
Oh, come on.
Yeah, what a jerk.
Now who would do that? And right in the middle of the target zone, too.
That's not a coincidence.
All the better to test the warhead, CEP. You bastard! I wonder who'll miss a ragtag band of pirates all the way out in the middle of the Caribbean. But first, we're going to prove to the White House that our baby can travel the Caribbean coast on its own. The whole world will know of Peace Walker's versatility. They'll witness the birth of a deterrent that can penetrate both communist and guerrilla-controlled territory, traverse any kind of terrain, and deliver a nuke anywhere it needs to go.
Way better than a submarine!
Unstoppable. The perfect deterrent.
Submarines can't climb mountains.
Cold War's days are numbered. Deterrent
Missiles
isn't
can.
only about America and Russia now.
You know what? You're absolutely right. While we've been wringing our hands, China, France, even India have surpassed us. There's a free-for-all nuclear arms race brewing just below the surface. The nuclear threat will only spread, which is exactly why we must deter it here and now.
You know, there's a couple nukes that have been detonated that people didn't know who they were.
That's concerning.
Peace Walker will bring calm to this restless world. Don't you see, Snake?
At least I think. I think if you look at like a map of like all the detonations in the world, there's a few that are notated like question mark, parentheses, maybe Israel?
In the form of a new
Crazy.
Cold War. But if the world is to understand the genius
Also,
of our plan, we must launch.
There's an article that came out recently that there was some plutonium stolen or uranium from this like research lab in the middle of the country, and they're pretty sure that the Mossad did it.
That the what did it?
The Israeli Secret Service.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome? That's total Metal Gear stuff. That actually happened.
It was just, I think it was just the intro of The Simpsons where it got caught in the back of his shirt.
Okay.
I mean, that's what happened.
Maybe that
there.
was
It was just
it.
a misunderstanding, I believe. Huh. That stuff's scary.
Yeah.
I'll just continue not thinking about it ever. Seems to be the best course of action.
That's a way big Metal Gear.
Yep.
Peace Walker is a cool name.
Yeah, definitely.
Fail deadly. That doesn't. Sure.
It's weird that the size-wise, the biggest bosses are on the portable entry.
Yeah.
What? What did I do?
Yeah, boy.
Snake, the pod's outfitted with a self-defense module. Upon detecting attack, it aborts its command and enters small target suppression.
Jason, I'm gonna do my pee break. Ready for me?
Maybe if you didn't drink like an entire soda and an entire water bottle.
My mouth gets all dry.
All right, I'll just sit here and watch this sweet robot stomp around.
Tell me all about it.
With a flamethrower penis. You're missing the flamethrower penis. Dan. I think this is a pretty cool robot. I like that it's in the tradition of prequels. It is not as slick as later Metal Gears. It's like really robotic or really not a lot of trim. It looks like a Russian thing. What are S-mines? Smart mines. Shop S-mines. Shop smart mines. Flamethrower penis engaged. The first Metal Gear have arms? That's real funny. First we had a laser penis. Now we have a flamethrower penis. It's got to be a Kojima idea, right? See, we could have a chain gun penis? Again, real glad I didn't have to do all this. You don't get any boss shouting cool quips at you. It's the robot. Hop in there, Snake. You ain't got those drives like Boris Grishenko. Got a robot freaking out, Dan.
Yeah. All right, Drew. Did he shoot at the bunch?
Yeah. The flamethrower penis was in action.
So the gist of what I missed? No real story stuff?
No, not at all.
Good timing on that P.
Good time. It stomped around a whole lot.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Is there any kind of sneaking around inside a pod thing?
No.
Oh. You can do a big crazy
A lot of
spider.
posing.
Yeah. I like all the posing in Metal Gear. It's cool stuff. Oh, now it's a tank.
That's a good shot. Who's in there, Miller?
Snake, it's getting away!
Curious if Miller played a role in those first two Metal Gear games for MSX. I assume so, because like when they introduce him in Metal Gear Solid, they kind of make it seem like, oh, this is Master Miller, like we should know who this guy is,
right.
You know? The only characters in those first two games I really know for sure are Big Boss, Snake,
cool horse,
Gray Fox.
There it is. It's still in range. Peace Walker's estimated top speed on level terrain is 25 miles an hour.
Come on, I bet you can do at least 30.
Yeah, horse.
Costa is on board the Hind too.
I noticed that.
She's our client. We have to protect her. Snake, don't let Peace Walker
Coldman's
get away.
holding Paz hostage.
On that helicopter.
That chopper, okay.
Go!
Oh, that's cool.
Cool looking shot. They do some clever things to kind of get past the technical limitations of the PSP. That reminds me of an AT-AT at this scale.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Snake, you're entering the woods. Watch out! Peace Walker's getting away! Hit the triangle just as fast as you can!
Approaching the border.
See you around.
What a psycho.
Peace Walker almost looks more futuristic than Ray or Rex.
I was just saying that it does not. I think it.
Oh, you think it looks older?
Yeah, I think it looks way like blockier and prototypey.
Oh, okay. I always thought the Shagohod was kind of like the more like this just looks like a big ass tank where they don't quite have the Metal Gear idea together yet. Like they knew the concept of like a mobile nuclear device, but they hadn't put the legs on it yet.
Rumble.
Vibration is back. Oh, it can swim.
It did say any type of terrain.
Yeah. What about space? Is space terrain?
Oh.
Oh.
No!
Snake.
Kaz, Peace Walker's gone. They've got Paz, too.
Yeah, but
Why, Kaz? What would Coldman want with Paz?
Paz was with the professor, i.e. the KGB. Once Coldman discovered that, he figured out what was really going on between Paz and Galvez.
Who's Galvez?
The professor guy with the red hand.
Plan to stop Peace Walker, and he thinks he can get the info from Paz.
That's crazy. Paz won't know anything.
Oh, he probably doesn't buy that.
You think Galvez has already been killed? By grabbing Paz, Coldman's saying,
Stay out of this, or lose your client.
damn it! I can't believe we didn't realize what was going on before we lost
Oh,
contact.
so would they not get paid? They didn't have Galvez or Paz?
Snake.
Paz needs our help.
Right. This isn't about money anymore. You better move. We know where they're headed.
Yeah.
You can thank Amanda.
Take the gondola west along the river.
Oh yeah,
When you reach the northern bank, you are in Nicaragua. I've
That's
arranged
the
for a
leg.
guide to get you close. Snake!
Chico.
Sorry about the horse. He sure was pretty.
Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? It's almost tragic. I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time.
Boss.
There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life. By your own hand. One must die, and one must live. No victory, no defeat. The survivor will carry on.
Is it implied that he made that scar on his chest? Like thinking about her?
Yeah.
Man. Dude had feelings for her.
Kill me now. There's only room for one boss. And one snake.
And no horses.
Shoot the boss and her horse.
Again!
The boss's defection was a ruse set up by the US government.
Big Mama.
But then something happened that no one could have predicted. Colonel Volgan fired an American-made nuclear warhead at Sokolov's research facility. So the operation itself was greatly expanded and revised. The authorities in Washington knew that in order to prove their innocence, they'd have to get rid of the boss. And that one of their own would have to do the job. The boss wouldn't be allowed to come back home alive. And she wouldn't be allowed to kill herself. Her life would be ended by her most beloved disciple. That was the way that the government wanted it. That was the mission she was given. The taint of disgrace will follow her to her grave. Future generations will revile her. In America as a despicable traitor with no sense of honor. And in Russia as a monster who unleashed a nuclear catastrophe. She will go down in official history as a war criminal. That was her final mission. Snake, history will never know what she did. No one will ever learn the truth. Her story, her debriefing, will endure only in your heart. Everything she did for her country. She sacrificed her life and her honor for her native land. She was a real hero. She was a true patriot.
This all just strikes me as, hey, remember that other game that was better?
That's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. They spent a lot of time kind of flashing back to it. Granted, it's awesome stuff, and
yeah,
you know, yeah. You seem to really like Snake Eater. Would you put that near the... Like, I know we can't really rank them, but like...
Snake.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
This is Miller. Loud and clear.
Got in without a hitch.
Good. There's an airfield on the other side of the building, on the northwestern shore of the lake. That's where they'll conduct the launch. There's a communications tower in front of you. I'm betting they'll control Peace Walker from there.
Cuz they're targeting Mother Base. Don't you think you should evacuate?
Nah. Everybody here believes in you, boss.
All right, fine then. I've kind of gotten attached to the place myself. What about Amanda and her people?
They've been taken to safety. We can't involve them in this any further.
They don't trust you.
They've got their own cause to fight for.
And Snake. Don't forget the bad guys have got Paz.
I won't.
We're prepping a few backup units. Don't let them launch, Snake. We're counting on you.
Yeah, I definitely look back at the story of 3 the most fondly, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I liked playing 4 the best.
Oh, yeah.
Snake.
So far.
Can you hear me?
See, I can hear you.
Where are you?
I am not sure. I don't recognize it.
What about Coldman?
He just left for the control tower. Said something about entering the final data. What is the matter?
They found me.
Snake!
Cuz.
Snake, you okay? All MSF's ready to move out. They're headed your way on the double.
Are you serious?
There's a skeleton crew manning the base. Everyone else is en route to the base in Nicaragua.
Where did you guys get all that?
Think you can make it to that control tower?
I thought it was just like Snake and Kaz and
You got a lot of balloons, Drew.
Johnny Sasaki.
Yeah.
Damn if I know.
Get over there.
Actually, there is a guy in this game that when you go to like select your soldiers in the Outer Heaven menu or whatever, there's one guy when you select him, his like soundbite is like, "Oh, my stomach." That's probably Sasaki. Or
wait, what are you selecting them for?
You can send guys on like missions that you don't necessarily go on, if I remember right. Like there's just like missions where you send dudes to represent you, and you hope they succeed. And based on their rating or whatever, it may or may not succeed. It's weird. The gameplay structure is real. Like you're not getting a big sense of that in this. Okay. It's funky. So I'm really hoping, like, it seems like there's going to be a lot of that in 5, and I hope it's a bigger, cooler thing. Because I hear, like, as you Fulton people, and, like, you can Fulton tanks and horses and little puppies and stuff, all sorts of shit, and then you can walk around your Outer Heaven or your Mother Base,
all the stuff
and
that
you can see
Fulton.
them all the people, you know? That sounds super cool to me. I just love that you can, like, Fulton horses and shit. It's so dumb. Holding curry? Is that like a ration type thing?
Oh yeah, maybe.
I will see the choices within my hands. How can we?
I remember when I went on the Japan trip with the Kojima Productions team, we went to this karaoke place, and we sang Snake Eater a bunch, and that was great. And then like, the executive producer guy, Ken, was like, okay, now we're gonna do, you might be familiar with this one. And then this song starts, but I had never like really played through Peace Walker, and they're all singing it, like I'm supposed to know this, I guess, because I'm a big Metal Gear fan, so I think I just remember like trying to sing along to this in this karaoke part.
Wow.
I don't know if it's played during this gameplay section, like, it's not, like they've done weird
I saw it
song
pop
stuff.
up there, but I don't know if that was part of this video or what.
Yeah, I mean, they've played songs during gameplay before, you know?
Yeah.
Or when climbing ladders.
Mm-hmm. It's gameplay.
Yeah.
Snake!
Yo, boy.
Boss, you made it. Too late, though. The false data's already in place.
False data?
That's right. Peace Walker is designed for deterrence, nothing more. She is incapable of initiating a nuclear attack on her own. She will only awaken and attack when when it's time to retaliate. Peace Walker is a weapon of peace, after all.
So they've got to launch a nuke?
First, we'll enter data for an imaginary Soviet nuclear strike on the U.S. homeland. After assessing the data as a threat, Peace Walker will automatically enter retaliation mode, selecting the optimal.
So they're faking a nuclear launch from USSR to
For
States?
this scenario, we have reverse engineered the false data so that she'll inevitably end up choosing the Caribbean Sea as her target.
You're really gonna do it, aren't you?
No,
I'm sure that's what reverse engineering
Peace Walker's
means.
retaliation will be the first and last of the Cold War.
The hot Cold
The
War.
only way we will ever come close to achieving true peace. All that is left is to enter the code.
No! Stand down, Big Boss.
You're late.
Professor.
Yes, well, taking over the base took longer than expected. But I brought the technology. What? You provided the money and land. Center alone could never have accomplished so much in so little time.
Zadornov, you backstabbing son of a...
Backstabbing? Correct me if
So he wasn't really Galvez, his name was Zadornov, which is
Super Russian.
Yeah.
Working for the company. Do you truly think we'd faithfully serve a pack of depraved capitalist dogs?
What are you going to do?
Launch a nuke. Target Cuba.
Have you lost your mind? What would you possibly gain?
We won't be the ones launching it. You, the Americans, will attack our ally, Cuba.
What?
Think, Coldman. We're on an American base, eagerly endorsed and supplied by a pro-American regime. What's the international community to think? The world will burn with anti-American sentiment. Communism will spread across Latin America unchecked.
He's a KGB double agent.
Let the age of deterrence be undone by the deterrent
Whoa.
itself. Such is the Kremlin's plan.
You son of a bitch!
Us, come here. Shoot him.
Professor Galvez.
I am Vladimir.
That is the most Russian name.
And the Vladimir means...
Throw a Drago in there.
Peace. Now, do as you're told, boss.
Don't do it!
Remember what they did to you at their base on the coast. For what Coldman's done, he deserves nothing less than death.
Boss, I'm sorry.
I can't.
Truly a child of peace.
No! Wait!
Only fitting that retribution be delivered by a dead hand.
You missed on purpose.
Your part in this isn't done. I need you to enter the code. Doctor, the target is now Cuba. Please make the necessary modifications. And don't even think of resisting. I'll crush you, but only after I crush your beloved.
Wait, is that the beloved? Is Paz?
No.
Are they like sisters or something?
Not that.
No, I think he's talking about
the retaliation.
The boss?
target.
No, the the AI.
The mammal pad?
well.
Yeah.
Pod?
Good. It is done. As for you, Big Boss, I've been watching you all along. You've performed beyond even my highest expectations. A true comandante.
What are you talking about?
Why do you think I summoned you to Costa Rica? Had you make contact with the Sandinistas? A true intelligence operative never gets his hands dirty. Need a revolution? Manipulate the locals into doing it for you.
You mean Amanda and the Sandinistas?
You've done well. You took a ragtag band of guerrillas, children, and shaped them into a full-fledged, formidable army. And now, you'll truly become our century's most complete human being.
Che Guevara?
None other. A hero who, gunned down by the CIA, becomes a legendary icon. The Sandinistas will rise up in revenge, overthrowing the pro-American regime and wresting Nicaragua from U.S. hands. And the nuclear strike on Cuba naturally will be the last straw.
Mammopod data entry is complete.
Dead at age 39, just like El Che. Ironic, isn't it? In the end, a legend is merely fiction. You'll die as the boss did, and become as did she, an eternal fraud.
Freeze!
Dare point your gun at a comrade?
We will not be pawns of the KGB. We will win our own victory!
Hasta la victoria siempre!
Amanda! We're home! Look! We're back in Nica! We did it, Amanda! I mean... Comandante!
Boss, you hurt?
I'm fine.
Boss.
Like victory, boss?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be a cool thing to be called.
Yeah.
Vic Boss. So I get that gamer tag.
Nonsense. You're the hero here.
You saved my life. You're the heroes here.
I never figured you for a softie, Snake.
Thanks. It's good to see you.
Street Fighter background.
Yeah.
Paz can stay with us until she's back on her feet.
And the professor?
We'll find him a nice, comfy cell. Coldman's lost a lot of blood. He may not make it.
Where's Amanda?
Back with her compas. She'll catch up later. How about you, Snake?
I'm not done yet.
The AI.
I have to finish this. That boss is a fake. I'm gonna bury it.
We'll save the champagne until you get back. May as well celebrate peace while it lasts.
I didn't bring her back to life because I was forced to. I wanted to know how she really felt. How it really ended.
The boss is dead.
No, she's alive.
Some truths are better left buried.
You don't mean that. Be honest. You want to know too, don't you? Whether what you saw and heard at the end was the truth. She'll tell us. I know she will. Thank you for stopping them. And I'm sorry. I can't imagine how it hurt.
I'll live. I'm used to shock therapy.
You are? Well, it's very kind of you to say. Let's go meet her, shall we?
Why is she being cool to him now?
Boss.
I guess she didn't really ever care about the nuke stuff. She just wanted to recreate the boss.
Okay, so she cared about the woman, not the overall war, nuclear deterrence stuff.
Right. Okay. Alone doesn't make it
it's Coldman's war.
You're the angel of peace. Leave the guns to us. That was our agreement, remember? The army's leaving Costa Rica now. The mission is complete. Paz?
Thank you.
Oh.
Hey, why don't we keep the crazy guy away from all the computers and stuff?
What'd he do? I should have killed you when I had the chance.
NORAD's nightmare is about to begin.
What?
Peace Walker determines retaliation targets based on enemy nuclear strike data. That data can be sent to third parties as well.
We got big problems, Snake. Coldman's activated the nuclear
launch switch!
What? And the target's Cuba.
Yeah, but that's not it. The son of a bitch has screwed us all over.
When Peace Walker was activated, it started transmitting the false data set to NORAD. It's using a spread spectrum MLF signal. It can't be blacked out, even by EMP.
There's no way to tell the difference between false data and the real thing on a radar screen. NORAD will have no idea it's all a ruse generated by Peace Walker. They'll think it's a real Soviet attack. They'll pass on the data to the National Military Command Center.
And Washington will have to choose whether or not to retaliate.
This could get ugly. Unless we stop it, we're looking at a retaliatory chain reaction.
No. No need to panic. The nightmare will end soon enough.
What do you mean? Coldman's aim is for the bureaucrats in Washington to see the importance of a machine like Peace Walker. He's trying to prove that humans don't possess the will to launch nukes.
Everything will be fine. They'll never retaliate. They're only human.
Kaz, where's the president?
Last I heard, he was in the middle of SALT II negotiations in Vladivostok.
With the president gone, Nuclear Launch Authority passes to the next person in the chain of succession.
The vice president's gone too. So after him comes the speaker.
President, vice president. Not one among them has the courage to push the button.
Oh, Speaker Solidus. Nice to see you.
Doesn't make any damn sense.
In the end, it's not their lives.
If I was the president and someone sent a nuke at me, you bet your ass I'd send a nuke back.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nuke for a nuke?
Eye for an eye, yeah.
Bureaucrats in Washington may not be able to
Gotta do that. Can't be a pushover.
On the other hand, she's loyal to the mission above all.
Glad you're not in politics, Dan.
Retaliation.
I wouldn't do a first strike, but like if someone hits you in the face,
hey,
you hit him back.
Is the perfect deterrent. Cuba would not have been my choice of target, but you can't make peace.
That's an omelet you're thinking of.
Now that Peace Walker
I was really expecting like Sonny to just speak in.
Yeah, it's singing an egg song.
is inevitable.
Are you insane? You think it'll end there? You're about to unleash all-out nuclear war.
Somebody find out what's going on at NORAD.
Mammal's got a connection to NORAD. We could monitor it with the right equipment.
I've got you covered.
Tap, 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 tap.
I've got NORAD on the line.
Sir, we're tracking unidentified targets. Current apogee 20 degrees.
Estimated time of re-entry is 2250 Zulu. Have you contacted the president?
Coverall is not responding.
Warning system checks out. No corresponding natural signatures. Data is assessed as reliable.
Cut the data transmission. We can't say for sure Washington isn't going to retaliate.
The only one who knows the abort code is me. I die, and no one can turn it off. Even if they do strike back, I'll already be dead. I can only pray that my theory, my peace, is proven right.
Go to DEFCON 3. Get Zach on the phone. This is Crystal Palace. Stand by for an emergency meeting.
They're at DEFCON 3.
The false data and the nukes are both coming from the same source. We have to stop Peace Walker.
The only way is to destroy her. She's entered launch mode. Peace Walker's rendered her judgment. The target is Cuba.
Snake, don't let it launch the nuke.
You gotta stop it, Drew.
Fight a nickel. Every time I heard, don't let it launch the nuke. Wouldn't have to be a mercenary.
So Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they were atomic bombs, right? But they were also nuclear.
Yeah.
But the ones we have now are just like crazy stronger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's calculating ballistic trajectory.
So is that Truman that had the final say on that?
Yeah?
Yeah? That would have to be a hard decision to make. It'd be like the thing in The Rock, the how do you weigh human life?
I mean, the thinking was that either we do this or we do a land invasion of Japan.
Which we would just lose so many people that way,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Seems like you'd have to make some tough decisions if you were in war.
There's a really good podcast by Dan Carlin who does the Hardcore History series about the decision to drop the atomic bomb, which is prescient because it was just the 70th anniversary of that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I believe it's called Logical Insanity.
I mean, is there anyone alive that had a big role in that? I mean, they'd be crazy old at this point, right?
I don't know.
They'd be damn near 100.
Yeah.
I mean, there aren't even that many WW2 survivors right now.
No. Actually, the Japanese Prime Minister, I guess it falls to him, like, on the anniversary, like, made a lot of apologies for Japan's role in World War II.
Oh, like Pearl Harbor and all that? Unpleasantness?
Or just, like, the whole thing. Like, hey, sorry.
Yeah, we were kind of dicks.
Yeah.
Huh. That's nice of them.
Well, a lot of people are... Of course, a lot of people are like, I don't know, is it enough, like what he said? Did he apologize hard enough?
Well, they also, like, don't have a military, so I think, you know, the right precautions were put in place after World War II.
That's totally true.
They can have enough to defend themselves. They can't attack, so yeah, they apologize, and they can't attack us anymore or anyone else, so, and we're cool with them now. I mean, they made this series.
I mean, well, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that
this is all the
bridged the
apology
gap.
I need.
Metal Gear, was the true Peace Walker, was the Metal Gear Solid series.
Stop moving.
The ultimate deterrent.
You stopped the launch.
Huey,
I like thinking of my own history in my head and convincing myself it's true. Yeah, it's nice. It's a fun thing to do.
DSP satellite status is green. Still assessing as reliable.
Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, a representative of the Secretary of Defense and Congress have arrived at NMCC.
You've only damaged the drive system. The data uplink's still intact.
We've got 1,500 Soviet ICBMs crossing the North Pole.
That's a lot.
Target region
Too
is
many.
as the west coast of the United States.
Hey, we're there.
DEFCON 2. Prepare to launch ICBMs.
How do I make it stop?
Peace Walker is a fully autonomous system. Unlike the other machines you fought,
go unplug the
its
power
command
cable.
authorities are all located inside its cerebrum, the mammal pod.
We've got to stop the mammal pod. I don't have the abort code either. Coldman was the only one.
Snake, destroy the AI inside the
That's
mammal
the boss.
pod.
It's so strange that
The inner barrier protecting the mammal pod is designed to be as strong as a bomb.
they hammer this stuff into you, but then they
An atomic bomb will do it.
blaze
You're
by
trying to-
people's
No, I'm telling you, that armor was designed to withstand a nuclear war.
they blaze by people's like reasons for doing things.
The decision is on us.
They just like mention it in passing.
Like what kind of reason? Like whose?
Yeah.
Like whose do you mean? Like
This is the
Like
why Hot Coldman is obsessed with
yeah,
this? or-
that and the KGB guy and
Oh,
like
yeah.
they say it, yes, but like they don't reinforce it nearly as much.
Well, the
as
KGB
they
guy
do.
was evil Russian, and he was trying to do stuff for evil Russia.
Yeah,
That's why. They were the bad guys, and he's doing bad guy things.
We have 12 minutes to impact, sir.
May God have mercy on our souls.
Jesus. Coldman guessed wrong. They're gonna go through with it!
The platform sustained a lot of external damage. All we need is some pressure.
Pressure?
Sink it in the lake. With that much water pressure, even the tiniest crack should be enough to flood the innards. The AI pod is a mass of highly sensitive electronics. Short the contacts and the signal will stop.
How much does that thing weigh?
500 tons.
It's hopeless. We can't move that thing.
Get NORAD on the phone.
That's weird.
Incoming MIRV warheads have separated.
Estimated time to impact now, 11 minutes.
Just hide under your desks, everyone.
The president? No, sir. Then who? He,
Spit it out!
Snake.
He claims to be Big Boss. Big Boss? Patch him through.
It doesn't work for us anymore.
Mr. Chairman, I'll get straight to the point. Cancel the retaliatory strike now.
What?
The radar blips you're seeing are all fakes. No one's launched any nukes.
How do you know?
The launch data is fake, part of an experiment that leaked. You weren't supposed to receive it. Your radar is showing missiles that don't exist.
If you're lying, then we've got 10 minutes till we're toast. We have to retaliate or more Americans die.
The experiment was planned and executed by the CIA station chief in Central America.
Then put him on!
He's dead. I can give you his name, though.
We need more than the authentication code you gave the switchboard. We need proof you're actually Big Boss. Do you have any?
Cigars. Bingo!
Eye patch.
If you know the name Big Boss, then maybe you were there at the ceremony when I received the title from President Johnson.
Indeed I was. We don't have time for this bullshit!
Is he the guy that he wouldn't shake his hand, and then they made that whole stupid thing where... Remember that stupid, like, in-engine thing where he was, like, chasing after him? Like, he wanted to get that handshake so bad?
I refused. What happened in that room is classified, top secret. Only a handful of people would know.
He's making it up! Don't listen to it! Wait!
Yeah.
Why did you refuse to shake his hand?
He's not the same guy, but he saw it.
Because I knew where my loyalty belonged.
Everybody, listen to me. Those Soviet missiles are fakes.
What? You're actually going to believe him? He's right. This is some sort of commie trick.
No, it's the real Big Boss. Trust me.
How can you know for sure?
Because I was the Army Chief of Staff back then, and I was standing right next to the DCI when it happened. I saw everything.
We could use someone like him for our sneaking missions.
You saved us all, Big Boss. We'll stand down the alert.
Thank you.
When we meet again, I hope you'll shake my hand. Oh! What are you doing?
Sorry, Chairman, but we are not standing down.
Damn it! Those worthless sacks of...
What?
Butterflies.
Wait.
Jack. Jack.
Oh, it's opening. She's calling to you.
Destroy the mammal pod and the data will stop flowing.
Please, stop her.
I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss.
I didn't raise you and shape you into the man you are today, just so we could face each other in battle. A soldier's skills aren't meant to be used to hurt foes. So then, what is an enemy? Is there such thing as an absolute timeless enemy? There is no such thing, and never has been.
Pulling all these things? 4 minutes?
Like us. They can only be our enemies in relative terms. The world must be made whole again. The philosophers must be reunited. They are my family. I may no longer be able to bear children, but I still have a family. The quick brown fox takes over the lazy dog.
There's some 2001 stuff here.
And my child.
Easy.
Do it. There is nothing left inside me now. We shall be walk through the rainy plain of Spain. And my child.
Wow, this is tedious.
And I think we're getting the abridged version too.
Yeah.
I read that when Robo Campbell it's sounding like this, he's just naming a bunch of Japanese words or whatever, and 2, it's just it's a bunch of subway stops along one of the main Tokyo lines. Yeah.
There is nothing left inside me now, waiting for you. Both they are my family. I may no longer be but I still have a family.
0. Exit all done.
That's a terrible boss fight.
It stopped.
It's supposed to be emotional because you're slowly dismantling the one you love, kind of, or something.
Bypassing the mammal pod.
Put down the gun! Come to your senses, man! The fate of the world, the fate of the Earth is at stake here!
Why? I don't understand. Answer me! Tell me why! Answer me!
6 minutes remaining.
Wait. Authority rests with me now. I'm ordering a retaliation! No! Don't! It's the end of us all!
Who gives a damn? I'm not gonna sit here and die like a dog! If the Russians are gonna kill my family, destroy my country, I'm taking them with me!
You see now, Chairman. Deterrence is just a fool's dream! Why? Why won't it stop?
Sometimes the body continues to live even after the brain is damaged. The boss AI isn't doing this. I think it's something rather more primitive.
Reptile has taken up Mammal's dying wish.
Stop it! Don't just sit there! Stop it!
Just shoot it.
So if Peace Walker's destroyed, will all that data disappear?
Which data?
The fake radar or fake missiles showing up at NORAD?
I guess so.
That's why he has to do it so quickly before they actually launch.
They are good about like ratcheting up tension and making it all seem very dramatic and making it all matter.
Yeah. Yeah, like that microwave hull thing seems super duper climactic and serious. And at the end of one, when you're racing the Jeeps through the tunnel and Liquid's shooting you as the MiGs or the F-16s or whatever about to blow up the whole facility.
Yep.
That stuff's awesome.
And you die 800 times?
Yep. And Liquid dies 800 times and then comes back again and again and again.
Snake doesn't seem too concerned about this.
Yeah. Kojima has said his favorite movie ever is 2001, so this kind of makes sense.
That song.
I love this song.
Is that you?
How in the...
She's doing the most logical thing.
Ghost in machine? She's drowning herself to stop the transmission.
Look!
It's functional compensation. When the human brain is damaged, sometimes it recovers over time. Other parts of the brain take over the functions of the damaged parts. Mammal and reptile were patterned after different parts of the human brain. When those parts were assembled together into one, they must have become capable of functional compensation.
World peace. Nothing bad will ever happen again in the Metal Gear universe.
Remained with her. Is this her answer? The song.
It's clearly not thinking rationally. It's not
reptilian brain.
It's using its heart.
This is the fate she chose for herself.
The boss's innocence has been proven. Do you hear it, Snake? Do you hear the boss's song?
You saw it, didn't you? When you went to space.
Who went to space?
Boss did at some point.
Oh.
I remember they brought it up at some point.
She's kind of wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah, yeah. I remember she talked about seeing like the whole Earth in one, through one window or whatever, and that's when she had the vision of one world like united or whatever, like which led to the whole fucking Patriots and Zero stuff and everything. Misinterpreting that.
To sing. They can all hear you. I know they can. And your will shall surely live on.
Man, she's even into space. She was so cool.
That's what you wanted. So much that you gave up everything you had. But you couldn't achieve it. Isn't that right? And still, all you can do is sing. There's no peace to be found anywhere. And so, we can only keep on hoping. Hoping for the illusion we call peace.
Threw her bandana into the ocean.
Gotta admit, didn't think I would hear that song in a Metal Gear game.
I've done some weird stuff before.
True.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well.
So here's the takeaways going into 5.
Okay.
And there might be some post-credit stuff. You never know with this series. Paz is important.
Okay.
Chico is important.
All right.
They are big parts of Ground Zeroes. And presumably going forward into Phantom Pain. If you've seen the trailers for 5, you see that Big Boss has that red robot hand. So it seems that they've grafted that onto Big Boss.
Again, arms on people.
Yeah, yeah. Paz, Chico, I've seen no indications that the boss is any kind of big part of the story as she was with this.
I hope they just let that one go.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's always gonna be a part of the story just because everything with Zero and the Patriots is all, tied to the boss's will. But this was very heavy on her AI and her kind of being, you know, part of this. But yeah, at the end, it was basically, that was her putting her weapons down.
Right.
She's just like, whoa, this is going to get really shitty, so I'm just going to end this and I'm going to stop fighting. And like, that's all she knew was war and everything. I think we might see some more. I don't want to say too much because it's Metal Gear. Credits are never the end.
True.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Snake, you still here?
Miller?
Come on. Let's go back.
Mr. President.
I'm not going back.
Huh?
I'm done.
Snake, you don't mean...
I'm done looking for the truth.
What are you saying, Snake?
I was wrong.
Come on, boss. Everybody's waiting for you.
She betrayed me, Kaz.
She what?
In the end, she put down her gun. And when she did, she rejected her entire life up to that point, including me.
What do you mean?
In giving up her life, she abandoned everything she was as a soldier.
And you consider that betrayal?
I won't make the same choice as her.
I'm gonna keep killing dudes.
It's going to be different.
Then...
yeah, that's right. From now on, call me Big Boss.
That's weird.
So he's rejected the boss. That's why he took the bandana off and threw it into the ocean. He saw that as a betrayal of him as a soldier and her training him as a soldier. So it's like the boss is not who...
I'm proud to announce that preparations for Metal Gear Zeke are complete. We can activate it any time.
Got it. Thanks, Huey.
No need to thank me. At least now I can finally say I helped you with something.
There's something I need to discuss with you, boss.
Get to the point, Kaz.
We recovered the nuclear warhead that was loaded onto Peace Walker from the bottom of Lago Cosibolca.
What?
Warheads are radioactive, even if they're relatively stable. If we just left it there, it would contaminate the lake, or fall into the hands of terrorists.
Creating another crisis.
Right. So while the White House is figuring out how to cover its ass, I thought we'd take some precautions.
What did you have in mind?
Load it onto Zeke.
What?
What else would we do with it? Zeke is our deterrent. To protect ourselves from nuclear attack, we need a nuclear weapon ourselves. Of course,
we'll have a doomsday machine gap.
We can always dispose of it, but it won't be easy.
No fighting in the war room.
This is a golden opportunity. We could always get rid of it later. Load it onto some fishing boat and leave it out in the middle of the ocean. No one would ever know it's there. But if you want to get rid of it, boss, we'll get rid of it.
No, don't. As long as there are nukes out there, we need one ourselves if we're going to be a world power.
I knew you'd see it that way, boss. So as long as we stand apart from
He's gonna live long enough to see himself become the villain.
In a way, MSF is a country itself. And we just became the world's 7th nuclear power.
Nuclear power.
Snake, Zadornov has disappeared from his cell.
What? You're kidding, right?
Come on.
You got a new mission. Find Zadornov.
Big Boss!
That dude sucks.
My work is done.
What are you talking about?
V for victory! Rocket! Peace!
You know, rocket piece.
Kaz, I found Zadornov. I had to kill him.
Huh. So much for our fugitive.
Something's not right here. I'm thinking he had a friend.
Someone inside MSF.
It's a mole.
What's going on?
It's like 24.
It's moving.
What?
There's somebody inside. I can see them. Zeke, get up here. Pronto!
This is going a little beyond the post-credits stinger.
Yep, this one definitely does. Remember right? This is weird.
This looks like the Metal Gear I know.
It's Metal Gear Zeke. It's Big Boss's Metal Gear.
Took you long enough, Big Boss.
It's a big gun.
Boss. Get down from there before you hurt somebody.
Maybe I want to hurt somebody.
What's going on?
But her name is Peace.
Oh, I am myself, all right. My true self.
Kaz, shut that thing down.
I can't! The controls aren't responding!
Then how's it moving?
I made some modifications. This machine was meant to have a human pilot.
Modifications? Paz, what are you...
Never thought I'd be into machines, huh?
Then Zadornov's escape was a diversion.
Paz, what are you doing?
I'm taking it back.
Taking it back? Where?
To our leaders. To Cypher.
Cypher?
This weapon is Cypher's creation.
Paz, get down from there.
Do not call me that. I am Pacifica Ocean.
Cypher is Zero. It's Major Tom.
How do you know that?
I think that might have been established in Portable Ops, because I think you're supposed to know that here. Cypher is the organization that Zero is kind of running. But Cypher's also the guy, I think.
The nasty tobacco. The angel of peace crap. The whole teen with a dream routine. I am through with all of it.
Paz, you can't.
I told you not to copy that. It makes me want to puke. Everything is going exactly as we planned.
Now the real Peace Walker project is finally about to reach its goal.
The real project?
Once upon a time, there were two young men who idolized a hero called the Boss.
You remember when he fought the boss in a flower field?
They suddenly lost the point of origin. This Cypher, that was like a mother to them. Unable to come to terms with their sorrow, they each decided to carry on the will of their hero. But they could not agree on what that meant. In the end, they became bitter enemies, and the Zero from which they both started was split into two. And you have been on the wrong path ever since. There is no happily ever after waiting for you in the end, unless you obey the will of Cypher. Where does an army without borders call home? A state without borders, of course. A world without borders.
A world without borders.
The Cold War order is about to collapse. The age of electronic intelligence is about to begin. The NSA, CSS, NRO, DIA, etc., etc. The intelligence community that has long bickered amongst itself will be united in a world governed by electrons. Cypher will gather all information, watching over the world and guiding the will of
Sound familiar?
They remain blissfully unaware. There will be no one to oppose them.
It seems like the plans for the AI portion of the Patriots were well in place by 74.
Until the new order is in place, you and your army will be the force that protects it. You will be Cypher's deterrent, pulling the wool over the eyes of the old order.
So Zero wants Snake and Outer Heaven, MSF, to be the physical force while he's setting up the behind-the-scenes intelligence AI of Patriots.
The boss threw down her gun, and with it, her life's calling. You, her disciple, have never been able to do that. You are too afraid to let go.
I was made to fight. I am a gun.
Is that so? Then what do you call this? Is it a gun too? You are a lousy liar. Admit it. This thing is a monstrosity, a product of your own fear. But not Cypher. Cypher thought of something different. Cypher's going to control guns.
Finger guns.
Control guns.
That is right. Not deter, control. It is the ultimate approach to the illusion of peace.
Control power. You're gonna be disappointed.
Then we are done. Thank you for playing. Better luck next time. The offer is rescinded. And now the ultimatum. Zeke is already in.
So it seems like this is Zero's play to get Big Boss back into the Patriots, because at this point he'd already left the Patriots. Because remember, after Snake Eater, the Patriots were formed by that team, but he had been freaked out by Zero and left. And so this is like, hey, come work with us, and you know.
An army without borders can be. You and
Did we see him and Zero split?
And you will be wiped off.
No, that was between 64 and 74.
Rather than heroes, you will be seen as a well-armed extremist cult prone to indiscriminate outbursts of nuclear aggression. You will give rise to a new world order, an age of deterrence defined by its fear of extremist cult influence. Do you like the picture I am painting, Big Boss? When all is said and done, peace is nothing but a fantasy. A game is a game. You either win or you lose. All you can do is fight. Stop me if you can. The peace sign is the V of victory. Say, peace.
She's gonna launch a nuke.
Granted, Metal Gear 4 did a pretty long post-credit stinger too. That was like a whole 40-minute conversation with Big Boss.
Stop me if you can.
I would be so angry if I had to play this.
Yes. I remember that was the first thing he said when Big Boss showed up in the graveyard, like, don't make me fist fight him. Because that totally would have been a Metal Gear move. I'm surprised they didn't have you fist fight him and then have that long-ass talk afterwards. So yes, she is an agent of Zero.
Cool.
And I like this because, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, in-depth conversation about the plot of 5 on Metal Gear message boards and stuff like that. And I know some basic stuff about it, but, like, I don't really know. Like, I played Ground Zeroes. I know some basic stuff, but I plan on being surprised a lot in 5.
It's nice to still have speculation.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because, yeah, like, when 3 was about to come out, I was super excited, and I read every leaked thing. Like, I knew what all the bosses were. I knew a lot of basic stuff about the game. I've kind of been staying away this time. All right. I don't know, how are they explaining this? So, outside of her being, like, it seems like this game is pretty low on the creepy factor that 4 had. Except for, you know, random underpants here at the end. And there's some zoom in, look at the bra stuff.
Yeah.
Except for there's a side mission, which I believe the mission is straight up convince Paz to get inside the cardboard box with you so you can have sex with her. Which, isn't she supposed to be like 14 or 16?
They said 16, but maybe that was also a ruse? I don't know.
That could have been, but
she said, like, the teen dream thing.
Oh, right. So who knows, but yeah, you are still trying to lure her into a box to have sex with her. So it's not completely without Kojima stuff. No. I wonder if this song is playing the whole time in the actual fight. I kind of would think so. Oh yeah, you would have hated this.
It is no use. Zeke is out of my control. This is where it ends.
French lady didn't have pants either.
Right.
As long as your army is needed, the world will never know true peace. The peace you know will be fleeting, illusory. They will use you, disgrace you, and then finally discard you like they would a cancer.
I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happened.
This is the path you have chosen.
Oh yeah, Miller is also like your main point of contact in Ground Zeroes, and he'll be a huge part of 5. So.
How's it going? How's Zeke look?
The attitude control AI had a backup, so it should be able to walk.
Really? Well, that's good.
Beyond that, it's up to the creator. Stop! Don't come any closer, Doctor.
There's something I've been meaning to ask you. Do you despise me?
Suck with ladies, Emmerich jizzes.
Are you asking me out?
No, not at all.
Heck of an opening line.
Pity. Because I've just had
Wait,
my heart
is that
broken
Otacon's
by
mom?
someone else.
What?
I only like those who can stand on their own. If you fancy me, then come walk with me. Who knows what?
Is she trying to be shitty here? I can't tell.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Ooh.
You can't even hold sunglasses on your face, you idiot.
Take your time. I'll be waiting.
Huh. It does seem like they're hinting that's Otacon's mom. Get it up there. Oh. Alright, sure. Got his own bandana now.
Snake!
It's a good loading screen.
Mm-hmm. Surprised they didn't cut that one out. Maybe they just forgot.
No. That's cool. What does rocket piece mean?
That name Paz mentioned at the end, cipher. It's a code. It means empty. It also means
0.
Oh, I might have kind of spoiled that 10 minutes ahead of time. Sorry.
Built on codes. And at the center of it all, a 0.
Cuz.
Look, boss. I owe you an apology. Hear me out, okay?
Sure.
I knew Paz and the professor. I knew who they really were all along.
Cuz.
I used them.
I suppose you were the one that brought them to Columbia in the first place, huh?
Guilty as charged. Paz wasn't just CIA, you know. She was working for the KGB, too. And for this cipher group. In other words, she was a triple agent.
It's like a little ocelot.
All of this.
Wait, let me finish. Listen. MSF never would have gotten this big if it weren't for them. This mercenary business we built. Someday it's gonna be a new driving force in the world economy.
Is that your goal all along?
The Cold War's not gonna last forever. Sooner or later, it's gonna give way to an era of regional conflicts and terrorism. A paradigm shift from counter-communism to counter-terrorism. In the new age, armies won't be tied to states, and war will become a business. We'll be a valuable commodity. There'll be clients all over the world who need our services. MSF is only the beginning. What we're creating here is a revolution in itself. Am I right?
Am I right? Up top.
Not going to be that easy.
What do you mean?
This whole Peace Walker thing has left our mark on the history of the old order. We've put ourselves on the radar of intelligence agencies and governments east and west. The whole world probably knows about us now.
Including that cipher outfit.
We've let ourselves interfere with the times, with the Cold War system of deterrence. We're an army without a flag. We weren't supposed to take sides in international affairs, but we did.
I see your point. So what happens to us now?
We'll be hunted.
Not everybody's gonna be happy with us, huh?
You're damn right. We upset the global military balance of power.
And these people would rather our army without borders not exist at all?
They're gonna come knocking real soon. There's no turning back now. We're a wrench in the old system of deterrence. As long as the times refuse to change, we're gonna make a hell of a racket.
Then who are we gonna fight?
The establishment. Anybody who tries to restore the old balance wants to snuff us out of existence.
Which establishment?
Walmart. Be a particular country or ideology that hunts us.
Who then?
We are going to be fighting the biggest beast of all. The Times. 10 years ago, the Times rejected the boss and killed her. And now, we're the ones being tested. Will the Times erase us? Or work with us? It's gonna be a lonely battle. No good or evil. No winners or losers. Business will have to wait. The question we have to ask ourselves now is, can we survive long enough to see the 21st century?
I'm with you, boss. We'll see how it turns out, together.
Solid Snake destroyed Outer Heaven in the mid-90s, so not quite.
The hunt is on, Kaz. And the whole world's on our tail. Assemble the men.
Here we go. Waiting for them going from real historical events to complete crazy, like, Leon Fontarib begins. Oh, the Soviet Union invades it. No, that wouldn't be Metal Gear 5. Here we go, yeah. 80. Not as much of a mindfuck ending as 4.
No, but they do the number 2 thing of just cramming everything in.
Yeah, yeah.
Hot Coldman.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is important. Oh, Troy Baker. It does seem like it's important to kind of establishing what's going to be going on.
I guess. I'm glad we didn't devote a whole playthrough of it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we got the important stuff out of this.
Yeah.
You know, because I think it's the weakest gameplay-wise, but, you know, we should see the story. And, you know, if you wind up playing Ground Zeroes before 5 comes out, you know, right at the beginning, it's like, you know, Paz and Chico. And, like, if you haven't played this, it's like, oh, who are these people?
Right.
Like, and they're talking about Cypher, Paz, and Chico, and Miller's your radio guy at the beginning of Ground Zeroes. So, like, it's important.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can't remember if there's another quick
stinger.
If there is, it's a quick stinger.
Yeah.
So the big question is when the Les Enfants Terribles project happens, because they've said since the beginning of the first Metal Gear Solid.
Because that's different from MSF.
MSF is just Military Sans Frontières. That's just like what becomes like the Outer Heaven Big Boss mercenary group.
I just got them confused because of French.
Oh, okay, Les Enfants Terribles is the cloning Big Boss.
Cloning Big Boss, yeah.
But that happened when Snake, Big Boss, was in a coma. And so, you know, they've said in all the marketing and everything, like, there's a 9-year gap between Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain in which Big Boss is in a coma.
Okay, so...
But it seems like there might be 2 comas, because... That was the big question we were trying to figure out when we were doing that story.
Right, because if he gets in a coma and then that's when he gets cloned, but then you're playing him in 5, he's got to go into a coma again before 4.
Yes, because like the long coma where Zero keeps him just kind of suspended.
Right.
Well, that happens after when Solid Snake kills Big Boss in Metal Gear 2. That's the coma. Like, you thought he was dead at the end of Metal Gear 2 when you kill Big Boss. But that was definitely the second coma. So, is there 3 comas? Because there's definitely one where they do the Les Enfants Terribles project, which I believe, yeah, they said at the end of 4, Zero was the one that did that. Zero was the one that made the clones while Big Boss is in the coma, which makes sense. Because Zero was so obsessed with the idea of Big Boss as this figure for the Patriots that, why not have 3 more little snakes running around? Which also adds these fun things of, like, they've been teasing pretty heavily in the trailers for 5, like, you see a couple blonde kids there that look like they're about 12 years old or whatever, and they look like twins. Is that Solid and Liquid? I mean, and they've shown one character called Eli in the trailers for 5 quite a bit.
Stop telling me this stuff.
It's in the trailers. It's in the trailers. I mean, this is not spoilery stuff.
No, I'm not
like,
going to watch the trailers, though.
Okay, I was going to ask if you wanted to do that, if you wanted to do
Well, I guess we haven't decided that yet.
Oh, okay.
Although, I guess I watched the stuff before.
Yeah, I mean, this is the stuff they're choosing to tell us, so it's not like they're going to be giving out straight-up big-time spoilers. It's just speculation that, like, oh, there's this bratty
Right, but you've read up on, like, a bunch of stuff.
No, actually, no. I honestly... Outside of that trailer, like I said, I have not been reading up on 5 stuff that much.
Okay.
I just know you see a bratty-looking kid with blonde hair in the thing of 5. It's like, that's probably Liquid, and that kind of makes sense timeline-wise. Like, that's just straight up my speculation. And, I'm talking to other fans and stuff, not any actual information there.
Got it.
So,
I mean, that's kind of what you're probably led to believe, too.
Oh, the way they make this character look in the 5 trailer, it's like, okay, that's Baby Liquid. Yeah, I mean, there's a part where they literally say Les Enfants Terribles, and it's like 2 kids' heads, and they like open their eyes. It's like they're not being subtle with it. So, but I don't know. I don't know anything for sure about 5. So we're gonna know pretty soon here.
Yeah, I guess so.
Are you planning on jumping right into it and playing it?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to not. I don't want to have it go by without...
Yeah. And this is your one chance to play a Metal Gear game.
And, like, I don't want to try to avoid
spoilers and stuff like that. Yeah. I just realized I've had so much of Metal Gear spoiled for me before it came out, and I guess I still love it all so much. Like, I had the Raiden thing. Did I ever tell the story about how Raiden got...
Hunter series
They did some weird... Yeah, they had some weird tie-in thing. Oh. Did I ever talk about how I got Raiden spoiled for me?
Yeah.
The strategy guy when I worked at Funko Land? Yeah. And then I didn't tell you at the end of 4, I got the Big Boss epilogue spoiled for me because after, like, he shot himself and it cuts to credits after the wedding thing and all that. As the credits were rolling, I Googled, I was like, oh, so did Solid Snake really shoot himself? Like, just wanting to see the discussion. And then I saw, I Googled it, and before the credits ended with that Big Boss thing, somebody said, like, well, obviously after Snake, when it cuts after the credits and Big Boss and Snake, I was like, what? And then right then I look at my screen and it said Big Boss, Richard Doyle. It's like, oh, fuck. Like,
you did that to yourself.
I totally did that to myself, yeah. But the thing is, I got those things spoiled. Like, a lot of my favorite games I've gotten spoiled ahead of time, and it doesn't ruin my, you avoid it if you can, but the other day I met a bear. But yeah, I've been pretty much dark on 5.
Cool.
Yeah. Man, Ground Zeroes is cool. You definitely gotta play Ground Zeroes 4 or 5.
Okay. I think I will.
It's super cool.
He loves freezing on his name.
Yeah.
Loves it.
He does. Good. Mr. Kojima. Back of a van.
Huh?
So stupid.
We will force We will leave our motherlands behind us and become one with this earth. We have no nation, no philosophy, no ideology. We go where we're needed, fighting not for country, not for government, but for ourselves. We need no reason to fight. We fight because we are needed. We will be the deterrent for those with no other recourse. We are soldiers without borders, our purpose defined by the era we live in. We will sometimes have to sell ourselves and services. If the times demand it, we'll be revolutionaries, criminals, terrorists, and yes, we may all be headed straight to hell. But what better place for us than this? It is our only home, our heaven, and our hell. This is utter heaven.
Nicely done.
I'm good.
Oh wait, I think this might be a thing. Yeah, this was, I think, a tape.
It's me. Smoothly? Naturally? No. Big Boss doesn't know the truth. No, Langley hasn't decided what to do yet. Their hands are full with their own mess. True. Lubyanka is in the same boat.
Is this Ocelot?
Yes. Other eyes continue to watch, but no sign of contact so far. Exactly. It's a non-state army to use however they want. They've probably decided there's no sense in wiping them out just yet. Better to make use of them. Indeed they have. There's a site near Angola. And we fully validated the AI as well. Agreed. In the end, a machine is just that. A machine. Sigan was right. It seems it's time for a change in approach. Machines are best suited to specialize in high-level data processing. Yes, of course. Speaking of which, any news on the Suns? 2. Already? Really? But they're strictly an insurance policy, yes? So that's the idea. I wonder how Big Boss will respond. Yes, but I'm only interested in the business angle. Like I said before, I'm neither an enemy nor an ally. I'm merely a business partner. Don't forget it. Yes, I'll be in touch. My dear Zero.
So that sounds to me like that was Ocelot. Oh, we should stop this before it does a auto.
Sure that wasn't Miller?
It kind of sounded like Miller.
That sounded like Miller to me.
But then again, it also kind of sounded like young Ocelot, which Ocelot would have been young at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, you should pause this, Drew.
I am.
Directionally. It rolled right into the Ground Zeroes thing.
That's cool.
Well, regardless of whether it was Ocelot or Miller, which it's hard to say, it did sound like Miller, he asked about the Suns and said the 2 were already born or whatever. So Solid and Liquid are born
Are you
at
sure
this
that
point.
was actually at the end of, like, was that normally at the end of...
Yes, okay. It was. So at the beginning of Ground Zeroes, the coma has already happened that caused Solid and Liquid to be cloned. So...
Well, of course it does, because... Oh.
Because there's another coma. There's a 9-year coma between Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. So I guess Solid and Liquid are just growing up at that point.
Freezing him like...
There's some, bubble chamber thing.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. So that project is underway. And that was the insurance policy. And he was talking to Zero, so yeah, Zero already ordered that thing. I had no suspicions of Miller being a Zero agent. But...
He's not. He's a business partner.
Yeah, that's true.
But why would they be in business together? Aren't they taking 2 different...
Yeah, totally. Yeah, well, Miller didn't have the crazy reverence for the boss that Big Boss did, so maybe... part of me thinks that's Ocelot. I want to look that up, because that would make more sense, because Ocelot was in the Patriots and was with Zero for a while.
Wait, the guy talking?
Yeah. Because, I mean, all these games always ended with those Ocelot calls.
It sounds like Miller, though.
It did, yeah. But remember, young Ocelot had, I mean, it wasn't that crazy different.
I don't really remember his voice, so I don't know.
It was more kind of bratty, younger. Huh, I'll look that up, because that seems important.
Man, my head is swimming with so much stuff right now.
Yeah,
I need to go read some more wikis.
Yeah, you're free to do that now. So, yeah, you're so close to caught up. I guess Ground Zero is the only bit of the story that you got the gap there.
Yeah, and I guess I'll go read a wiki page on portable ops.
Yeah, it seems like that's not super important at all. It seems like the only thing there was a dumb kind of origin story of Gray Fox. From what I've heard from most people, that it's none of it.
I guess I don't really need to know that.
I mean, if it's canon, it's part of the story, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be important. It's not going to hurt you to read it, you know. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
The education continues.
It really does. I'm going to go take a nap.
Okay. I want to go put food in my face.
Great. Thanks,
all right.
Dan.